good thing that only lasts 5 seconds of painful torture, and weirdness.
What?
Oh, main cam, no TTS. Here we go. Welcome, gentlemen, to the Sunday one-shot. It's actually not even a one-shot. This has been, how many times we've been playing this now? This is like 3 episodes in order to get through this one adventure that we've been playing. Lock my table down.
We're deep in the lore.
Deep insider. Let's crack out a little Alfheim. And we're going to build this up just so we can show Pete what we got going on here. Welcome our new special guest, Pete Jones, from across the pond. He's playing Clunge, which means good Christian boy in
something like that.
This is the world of Alfheim. We are playing in a small town right here called New Haven, right next to Gilhelm. Now, the town of New Haven was sort of constructed in order to forewarn Gilhelm of any attacks, oncoming attacks from the, I guess that would be east. It turned into a sort of a bustling little new town, the town of New Haven, which is where most of our adventures take place. See, we got something showing up. So this is the town of New Haven, Pete. You got the guards up in the front.
I've seen it before.
Excellent.
On the old YouTubes.
Nice. This is where everything happens. You've got the temple to the gods. You've got the famous ruby arrow. Here's Jack the blacksmith in the back. We've run quite a few adventures in here. But the current adventure that we are running deals with this person, this mysterious thief that was stealing books of importance to him for whatever reason. And then he fled the city. And so we are in hot pursuit of this, of said scroll thief. I hit Control 1 and saved my camera view instead of Shift 1 to go back. Right,
come on, amateur.
Faux pas number 1, Control 1. Here we go.
There's no hope for me then.
Outside the city gates. I'm not sure if this is the encounter. No, this is not the encounter. It is the next one. Forest Encounter 2 is where our story is.
I thought I was coming to a professional outfit here.
No, you were sadly mistaken.
It's all post-production. So.
This is Forest Encounter 2, where we are going to resume. Pete, we will pick your story up in a few seconds here. But our story picks up with the assassination by the party of Milon Guilon, a merchant who, when they first crossed paths in this almost exact area, had his horse slain and his son stolen, portaled back to New Haven, and so he had some revenge on the mind, and a band of gangs, or a gang of bandits, not a band of gangets. So much for my professionalism. The party stopped for lunch at this spot. It's a typical spot along the road where people would pull over and rest. You're a good half a day's journey or so from the town of New Haven. So this little clearing is sort of a good spot to hang out. Well, the party was jumped by a band of, I said it again, a band of gangets, but it's not it. A gang of bandits.
You can do it.
I got this. They were successful in slaying the bandits, and then they found out that Milon Guilon, the merchant, the traveling merchant, was responsible for it. And this is where we're going to pick up. So we're starting with, we've got Bill Magoo. Darren is not feeling well. He's got the shits or something along those lines. He's going to be out of commish. So he's going to get on the horse, and he's going to make it to the next stop. And then he's going to probably just wait there wherever the next stop is. And Bill spots this. He's got some kind of traveler sickness, and Bill looks at him and he's like, that guy he does not look well. pasty skin. He makes a few other comments. He's like, we'll stop at the Guzzling Gator, and he can stay there because he's just going to be a hindrance. That's my Indian voice a little bit there. I don't know if that's racist, but whatever. I don't think so. So Bill's like, we got half a day's ride before we get to the Guzzling Gator, and that's the end of the line for me. That'll put you on the edge of the swamp, and maybe you guys can get some information there about the whereabouts of this guy that you're chasing. So let's go. And I'm going to leave, actually, everybody on this map can stay. That's fine. This map can actually stay. So he takes you, Rufus, over the course of the next sort of, I want to say 4 or 5 hours. You are on your horseback, hanging out, riding through the forests, working your way down to sort of the swampy area to chase this guy down. What is it that you're doing over the course of the next couple hours before you arrive at the Guzzling Gator?
On horseback, just basically just doing scout duty, just making sure we're not getting ambushed, kind of like we just did.
Okay.
Yeah, just taking point and scouting out.
Sure. Why don't you go ahead and make me a notice roll then? Wisdom perception.
Oh, good luck with that one.
I got my target down here at the base of the table. I'll probably drop this sucker back down to 12-ish. Okay. What do you see? It's entirely up to you. Your call.
What do I see?
Well, I mean besides
I see nothing if everything is going well.
Okay, there you go. The tall trees, the path, the weather, everything seems clear, nice, green. It's an easy ride all the way to, at least as far as you're concerned, all the way to, that doesn't mean that somebody else can't roll notice and maybe spot something, but that's fine. So yeah, you're just kind of hanging out in the back of your horse, looking around, checking, taking point. You know, things are going well for you. Let's start you off by giving you a little bit of some hero coin action for that sweet first positive roll. We're gonna skip
the last one I get all day.
Yeah, we're gonna skip past Pete because Pete is coming up here, and we are gonna move over to Charles, who is Brudnir, down in the orange. You got about a 4 or 5 hour travel before you hit the Guzzling Gator.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you would like to be doing over the next 4 or 5 hours?
I don't know. I think I'm doing the same. I'm gonna just keeping safe since we got it ambushed.
Okay, fantastic. Give me a notice roll as well. Beautiful. That's a straight up success. So, same deal, clear trails, nice skies, nothing out of the ordinary. Yes, no, maybe so. That was a question. Sorry, Charles.
Yes, it seems very clear.
All right, fantastic. We're going to roll over to back for today's action is big-assed Wayne. Wayne somehow has caught up to you guys on the trail. No, what? Wayne, you weren't here last time, were you?
No.
I forgot. So how does Wayne get back into the party?
Wayne was just following you guys all behind.
Oh,
hey, what up, you guys? I was sleeping.
you were stalking them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he was just following them. Well, for me, I was sleeping. Y'all don't wake the motherfucker up, do
you? We failed a lot seeing him on the way here.
Right? Yeah. Your successes just immediately turned into fails. You turn around and you're like, here comes Big Wayne running down the trail.
Oh shit,
He's like, hey boys. He's on horse though. Yeah, I'm going to give you a horse though, Wayne, because they're on horseback. So you're riding.
He's a little guy. Can I have a dog instead? Because I'm little.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, big ass Wayne can have a dog. I got some of them kicking around.
You should have a donkey.
Or like a little
pig.
Yeah. Yeah, a pig.
Oh,
pig.
Sweet.
A pig would be nice.
Where's my baby?
Now keep in mind, little Wayne's not going to know. It's not going to know Rufus from a hole in the ground. The only one who's going to recognize is Brudnir.
Yeah.
I remember that motherfucker, man. He was all right. What happened to what y'all?
They all died.
Here you go.
Hey, I bought this pig. Hey, y'all, look, I got this pig I bought with some magic beans. It says it can fly, but I don't know yet.
Hey, Little Wayne's Sweet Ride.
It's bigger than him.
Fantastic.
His name is This is Ribs right here, because if he fuck up, I'm going to turn him into Ribs.
is that the name of the pig? The
Ribs,
name.
yeah.
His name is Ribs. Okay. That is so fucking awesome. I'm going to toss out you a hero coin as well, there, Mr. J. You can have some of that action. Now,
Ribs or McRibs?
Darren's not feeling well. He's kind of slumped over the horse a little bit. He's got himself some kind of trail sickness or something like that. So he's just basically like you just hear a lot of from the back of his horse every once in a while. There's some sloppy, sounds like somebody's patting water kind of a deal, and he's doing his best.
Stoking the fire.
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours go by. Darren's kind of fallen back a little bit. He's not really keeping up with a lot of you, but the sun starts to set a little bit. It's gonna get to be around 5, 6 o'clock. It's dinner time, and you guys roll into the Guzzling Gator. I think I gotta take Ribs off the map, so we'll put Ribs outside. And this is going to be the entrance of Clunge. Now this model is a little effed up, so what I got to do here is drop Clunge on the road. Let's F8 this sucker, and I think I made him 2. Is she 2? She's 3. Clunge needs to be just a touch bigger so that he fits in.
Can't be a bigger Clunge.
There we go. We lock him in place. And we're going to
Are you
toss
sure?
Clunge inside the Guzzling Gator. You guys can put yourselves on the map outside on the street. And Clunge is sitting in the Guzzling Gator. And now I'm going to come back around to you, Clunge. What are you doing here at the Guzzling Gator? Are you, maybe trying to purchase some weapons that they have stored in here? Trying to find some old lore in some of the books? Maybe you're just sitting around having a drink at one of the tables here.
Yes, Clunge is sitting there on one of the tables, having a beer, just sort of keeping an eye on the people coming into the establishment, seeing sort of what sort of patronage comes in here.
All right. So you've been here for some time. I'm not going to create your backstory and say why you're here, but you're here for a reason. You've stopped by. Maybe you're on your way to New Haven in search of some work or some coin. In our world, we don't use gold pieces or any of that stuff. Everything's just coin, and it's and so go ahead.
It says that Clunge is looking for fame and fortune.
Yeah, fantastic. So you're in here and you see this guy. He's been sort of hanging out behind you, the drunk that you can see with his beers. He's bought you a couple of these swamp drinks. And he's just hanging out. He's like, man, you got to tell me about some of your sweet adventures. Let me know what kind of stuff you've been doing, man. You look like you're such badass. What did you say your name was again? Jimmy?
It's Clunge.
Carl? Carl? It's Carl? Oh,
Clunge.
man. And then he's like...
Mr. Clunge to you.
He cheerses you with your drink. And he's become like super annoying, but he's just kind of hanging out. He's like, man, I wish I had. You got any magic items, dude? Can you do any like spell powers or any of that stuff? I don't get out of the swamp much. Carl.
If you hand me one of your beers, I'll make it disappear for you.
Carl. He's like, what? So he told roll persuasion. Well done. Yeah, fantastic, Pete. I didn't have to show you how to do that. This is the cool part about this thing. Roll that, bada bing. You hit an 11, add your bonus.
That's 12.
All right, so that's a success. He's like, oh man, that's all right. So this town drunkard, he passes you one of his beers. He puts it on the table, and he looks at you with anticipation. He wants to see you make this disappear.
They say, are you watching carefully?
Yeah, Carl.
Clunge holds it, says, see,
Work.
it's full. and then he lifts it straight up and downs it, and slams the glass down. See, disappeared. Where did it go?
He jumps up and down. He's like, "Oh man, you totally did it! Wow!" Like, he's like full on convinced that you made it disappear. And then he falls over onto the ground, and he's just kind of laying on the floor a little bit. And he's like, "Carl." He just keeps calling you Carl. Carl. Okay, so that's going to pop it round to my end there. We've sort of covered everybody that round. I'm gonna give this little bitch a roll. Oh man, one turn. Gentlemen, you guys are on the map, hanging out on the front street. You've got swamp buggies. Actually, Rufus, this is going to you. You see swamp buggies mercantile. This guy standing out there, he's waving at you as you come into town or into this little area. Basically, you're at a crossroads. And at this crossroads, not even sort of a crossroads, along the trail on the outskirts of the swamp lies this old tavern called the Guzzlin' Gator Inn. Magoo takes you here. He drops you off, and he's like, "This is the end of the trail, mates. I'm not going any farther. I'm not into the bugs. I'm not into the swamps. I'm not into wading through knee-high water, getting attacked by gators, any of that stuff. So now that you're here, you're on your own." And he walks up to Wanda Buttersworth, and he gets himself a room for the night. He goes and sits down in one of the back corners, orders up some food. And Rufus, as you walk up, Wanda Buttersworth, she's like, "Oh, hello. Do come. What is it that I can do for you, gentlemen? A little bit of room, a little bit of ale. Hello."
I think a little bit of lodgings and a little bit of food and drink to recoup from the day's travel.
What brings a red plume guard from New Haven to this little end of the swamp?
Red plume business, man. We're seeking a few right
now. Really? Do tell.
I'm afraid the details of our investigation are unfortunately not for public notice. But I'll tell you, we're out to apprehend a very dangerous criminal, and that's as much as I can.
Very dangerous. Oh, you know what? I am quite the sleuth, I must say. And she reaches into her pocket, pulls out a monocle, and holds it up to her one eye. It just like her eye blows up, like to ridiculous proportions.
Like bubbles eye.
Not like in an explosion kind of a way, but more in kind of like when she holds it up, it's just super magnified. So she's got this one eye, and she sort of looks you up and down, and she's like, "Maybe I could help you with your detective work. It is rather, Yes?
Maybe, ma'am. If we have anything that comes up, we'll certainly be. You'll be the first. You'll be the first we come to for assistance.
So she's kind of insulted a little bit, but she's like, "Oh, well, tie your horses up and go inside. This cold ale and warm food. Fill your gullet. Will you be spending the night?"
I think so, ma'am. We'll stick around for the night if the lodgings are available.
Oh, lovely. All right, so Rufus, you make your way inside the bar. You can see that you've got Slavacha. I don't know why I gave her like a Russian name. Maybe we could just call her like Hernia or something. But she greets you as you come in. She sits you down. She's like, "Can I get you some ale, love? Red plume guards. We don't get many of you down here." And she's got this sort of weird, not. Where's my Russian accent? Let's see. Can I do Russian? You, come, seat, now. She's got a very deep voice, too. Very manly.
Arnold.
There's this strange-looking dude, this hill folk guy. He kind of, Clunch, how would you describe yourself?
He's scruffy, unshaven, and doesn't look the brightest spot in the box.
Now, do you look like a Birdman, or is that just some kind of like mask that you have on?
Oh no, it's a false mask, but he thinks it looks quite cool.
Okay, so yeah, you just kind of hanging out looking like that in the back corner. There's a drunk guy laying on the ground that is continually calling this guy Carl. And that's sort of all you hear from the back is Carl. Hey, Carl. Carl. And that's happening in the back corner. There's a small urchin boy that you can see, and he's throwing logs on the fire as a random bard is sort of fiddling on the near the fire, trying to make some coins. Do I have tavern?
Hey, Gary,
Yes, dear.
can you make my little Wayne a little bigger because I'm like flea size now?
Sure can. Where's Little Wayne? Little Wayne is right there. Wow, you
Yeah,
are
he's right
flea
there.
size.
Come on, it's birthday.
There you go, bud.
Yeah, man, that was little Wayne. Thanks, baby.
I think I got to make ribs a little bit bigger because you don't look like you'd fit on ribs anymore. There you go. Maybe you're not quite that big. Maybe
Yeah,
Maybe-
I need to be like a little shorter than.
everybody else. There you
Yeah,
go.
He's
There you go. That's
invisible.
perfect. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my Wayne too. The bar with everybody else.
All right. I don't know how loud this is going to come
You're
through,
gonna try anyways.
Right.
but you guys might be hearing some music. I'm not sure if it's coming through or not.
No, we can hear it. Or I can.
It's not music to me.
No, it's like a cave sound.
Why does it sound like somebody's coughing?
Sounds like
What
an
is this?
infirmary
The asthmatic bar? Like,
in like the plague ward.
there we go.
That's it.
Okay, if this is too loud, Pete, you can click on the Murder Hobo Show audio guy. You can right-click on him in Discord and change the user volume so that you can adjust it yourself, and then it won't be too loud. It'll just kind of be playing at a level you're comfortable with in the background. I'm hoping.
Perfect.
Yep. So far, so good.
Okay. Who's drunk? Little Wayne fell down outside the stairs. It's really hard to get in the bar, Jay. The collider for this bar basically covers the entire thing. So just drop yourself out in the front,
All right.
and then tell me where you want to go, and I will move you.
Yeah, just stick me wherever in the bar, just next to, where the action is.
All right, I'm going to move you over to here somewhere. So you're just kind of hanging out at this table here, doing your business. Rufus, you go inside, order yourself some beer. You talk to Slovaknia. What is her name? Slovakia. I see Pete's a little orange. No, Pete's not orange. That's Charles. Charles is checking out her boobs, I think. Slovakia, she takes your order. Yeah, can I get you some? Oh, wait a second. She's not Russian. She's just a lady with a cool, sweet Slovakia name. So yeah, she takes your order.
Do you have any dirt tea?
Dirt tea?
Yeah, you put some dirt in some water. That's what I drink.
Well, listen, I can get you some swampberry tea. We have something along those lines, if that's what you'd like, love.
I know, they'll cut me out. They'll give me drink. Then I'll take it.
Well, I could put something in it, I'm sure.
I trust you.
Okay, so she's gonna take your stuff and disappear. What is Pete doing? What is Clunge doing right now? Carl. Hey, Carl.
Clunge is leaning over his friend, sort of patting his head, and at the same time he's got his hand in his pocket, making sure that he hasn't got any loose change that he might not need.
Okay. I'm going to get you to make an easy check on that because he's drunk. He's not really paying attention. He's like, Carl, you can touch me wherever you want, man, but I'm not going back to your room when this is done, Carl. It's not happening, buddy.
That's
That's a fail? So you're...
it might be.
Well, yeah, you're reaching through his pockets and you pull out some lint. His pockets are kind of loose fitting, and as you're sort of rummaging around through them, you can definitely feel the outline of his junk.
That's not a coin. Whoa!
Nope, that is more like a roll of lollipops that is melted in the sun. He's like, Carl, we're just friends, man. We're just friends, Carl.
Okay then.
And then
No
he takes the drink that's in his hand and he sort of pours it in his mouth. I mean, half in his mouth, half on the floor. While you hang out over there, the bartender comes over, tops your drink up, And the good old drunkard, he's starting to get up off the floor now. He finishes his beer. He slams it on the table in front of you. He stands up and he puts his arm around you. He's like, Carl. And he gives you this great big hug. And then the bartender pours him a couple of more. Wow. He slides one over to you and he's like, show me how you make that disappear. Carl.
Are you watching? Are you watching carefully?
Yes, Carl.
And again, Clunge lifts it up quickly, downs in 2 gulps, and slams it on the table. See, it's magic.
Oh, Carl. He points to the bartender, and he I don't know what's the bartender's name, Carl, or not Carl, Clunge.
The Minge is the bartender's name. It's the
Okay.
Minge.
Okay, bartender Minge. he looks at you.
So
Go ahead.
Clunge winks at Minge, and Minge winks back.
Fantastic. The bartender pours you a bunch of drinks. He kind of looks at you. He looks at the drunk guy, and he's like, he just kind of shakes his head, turns around, and walks away. But yeah, he kind of shares this sort of weird smile with you, and is Minge just like, sorry about the the locals, kind of a thing. You pay him no mind. He's harmless. And by the looks of it, you're getting some free ale out of the deal. And he kind of gives a hearty laugh and sort of turns and walks away. This little critter here, Jimmy, who's stoking the fire. You see him. He's kind of walking around the bar, sort of cleaning up the tables and stuff like that. He's just sometimes he just sort of disappears and just sort of reappears in weird spots. Like you see him at the fire. And he's gone, and you see him somewhere else, and then he's gone. And he's just kind of like, you don't actually ever see little Jimmy move anywhere. He just appears in places, and he's doing a thing in that place. So you see him in this little back corner over here, and he's cleaning off these 2 back tables. And suddenly you're just like, that's really weird. Little Jimmy was just over by the fire. How did I not notice him walking across the bar? So, yeah, he's over there doing his thing. Corey, Charles, what are you doing? What is Brudnir doing? Let's go to you.
I'm gonna go. I want some food.
Okay.
I've been on the road all day. Some food. I want some beer. I want away from the bard.
Away from? Oh, you don't want to sit near the bard? Have you got something against bards?
I got something against that song. Reminds me of something.
Are you looking for something a little more upbeat?
Yeah.
Maybe you could go request a song from the bard.
Maybe I can just throw stuff at him.
Wow. You could do that too.
It's a jukebox.
See if I play some standard mail.
Free bird.
Skinner's out in the swamp collecting alligators right now. He won't be back for a while. You hear somebody yell. Oh, wait a second.
That dude, man. He can play that loop. He can play the hell out of that loop, man. Like,
You wanted to be away from the bard, Charles. So I'm gonna put Brudnir in the back here near this little kid. You and this little kid are, he just suddenly sort of appears by you.
There's a court order.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you're gonna end up at the same table with Clunge.
No, I'm joking. I want to mess with the kid. Because if he's doing weird stuff, I want to watch him.
All right, give me a notice check to see to watch this little kid.
There he is. He's right there.
Fantastic. He notices that you're looking at him, and he walks up to you and he's like, "What are you staring at, mister? Have you got a problem, bitch?"
Well, do you work here or just run the crowd?
Of course I do. My name's Jimmy, and Minge is my dad, and then Wanda is my mom. I had some brothers and sisters, but they all got eaten by alligators.
Mm-hmm.
What's it
Okay.
to you?
Nothing. Get me food and drink.
Shut up. And then little Jimmy just sort of walks. He takes a couple of steps forward, like so, and then just kaboosh, he's just sort of gone. Like he doesn't really turn into vapor. He just sort of disappears behind this, let's say this pole over here. Oops, my.
Yeah.
And then once he disappears behind the pole, you never see him come out. And then suddenly little Jimmy, he's like over here on the other side of the bar. He's cleaning some stuff, polishing some armor, doing some things over here. Where did I put?
Yeah, but you got told by that baby.
So yeah, he kind of disappears over here, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, so he's little Jimmy tells you that his family, or his brothers and sisters, they all got eaten by alligators. Minge is his dad, and Wanda, who's outside, is his mom. So this is a family-run operation. The waitress comes over, takes your drinks, or takes your order. She goes into one of the little back rooms here. And she's quite jovial. You put in your order and whatnot. She's like, "Will you be spending the night, love? It's been a while since we've had some real men around here." She gives you a great big wink.
Oh, sure. What are you offering?
Nothing, you pervert. Can't a girl just be nice? What's wrong with you?
Offering a room?
Fucking travelers. What do I look like, Lucy? Do you think my name is Lucy Lucy?
I don't know your name. I don't read the bottom. This is real world.
My name is Slovakia.
What is it?
Slovakia.
Is that a swamp name?
Yes.
What's it mean?
I'm named after one of the beautiful flowers that rarely blooms in the swamp. Called
So you rarely bloom.
Yes. That was why I called you like a pervert, trying to get in my knickers.
No, I just asked what rooms you were offering. I wasn't asking for your room.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I've overstepped my bounds. So sorry. She gives you a little wink. You know how it is around these parts. A beautiful
No, I
lady.
don't. What is it like around these parts?
Well, let me tell you.
We just got.
A beautiful young flower such as myself, alone
Oh no,
in this
not
tavern.
You. I don't care about you. Tell me
Oh.
about this place.
What is it you'd like to know?
How big is this place? Like when we came up, it was a small. Like, is this it before the swamp?
Oh, yes, this is just a lonely traveler's inn along the side roads of the swamp. Yes, on the outskirts of the swamp. There's a lot of hunters and trappers that come through here, big burly men, always trying to get into my knickers, that sort of thing, which is why I sort of, thought that's what you were after. But I apologize. She tells you that as she tells you this certain thing. Actually, give me a charisma check. Maybe she's not going to tell you anything. Maybe she's going to tell you to fucking pound salt because you're a dick. Maybe that's what she's going to do.
That would be my track record.
A 2, yeah.
Consistent batting average.
Excellent. Yes, you don't have any luck with the ladies. So as you're sitting there, what is it that you do that she did that repels her? Because she's just basically going to go get your food and come back.
Oh, like I made those grounds back to I'm not trying to get into your room. I'm trying to get into an inn. And then she starts talking about herself and I say, no, I don't care about you.
Okay.
Tell me about this place.
Very well. She just turns around in disgust and she disappears into the kitchen, grabs your stuff, and a few moments later comes back with some food. She kind of just drops it on the table in front of you. Half your potatoes fall onto the table. You get a little bit of gravy on your lap, kind of a thing.
The table's probably cleaner than the plate.
Yeah, well, that little Jimmy did a pretty good job cleaning your table. You're actually kind of surprised how fast little Jimmy's hands are, to be honest. Like, that kid's got some serious sweeping power.
Well, continue to fail tracking him. I'll eat my food.
Mm-hmm. Yes, big-ass Wayne. Nope, sorry, Corey. Are you back, Corey? Never mind.
Oh, yeah, I've been back for a bit.
You're first. Because I forgot you're not playing Thazit. Big-ass Wayne. Your food arrives. It's delicious, like unusually delicious. It's quite tasty.
So I'm sitting there eating this delicious grub, or Wayne is rather, and I keep on letting. I'm like, I got my eye over at little Jimmy because I know he's just like a little bit shorter than me, and like,
Man, I ain't gonna let no little baby talk to my friend like that. Even though if he can't talk to people, he gotta work on his damn people skills. But who gonna let this baby talk to a grown ass man like that?
so I eat my grub, and I got my eye over there. I'm gonna go ahead and approach him.
Okay. So yeah, Jimmy's over here. He's polishing some of these weapons up along the rack over here. Again, the one thing that sticks out about this kid is the unusual speed at which he does a thing, and then like his hands are moving really quick.
So I go up to Jimmy and like,
Hey man, are you the only one around here? Did you say your brothers and sisters got eaten by alligators?
Little Jimmy says to you, he goes, yes, mister. He's like, I'm the last remaining survivor of my family. There was four others. I had two brothers and two sisters, but yeah, this living in these parts of the woods, when you go outside to play, you run the risk of getting eaten by an alligator. And, being that I don't like to go outside because I'm so scared, I stayed inside all the time, and then my brothers and sisters all got eaten. It's just me.
Jesus Christ, little feller. That brings a tear to my eyes. So Wade starts crying.
He's
Like,
like,
God damn, that's so sad.
And so he gives him a coin. He
yeah,
says,
Hey man, can you do me a favor? Like, I know a little bit of some stuff. I know tree magic. And I want to know something, man. You move really fast for a little feller.
yeah.
Is there any reason why you move so fast? Is it because you're the only one here?
No, it's because I'm so scared of the alligators. They could pop out from anywhere. And if it's not the alligators, lately the lizard folk have been coming real close. That's why I don't go outside much. I just
Oh,
move
dear
so quick because
Lord.
I'm scared.
Dear Lord, you talk about lizard people now. Now tell me about these lizard people, and I'll give you another one of those pretty coins I got.
Oh, as well, the swamp is full of lizard folk, mister. They're all over the place. Usually they stick to themselves and stay way back in the swamps. But sometimes when I take the slop bucket out, I've seen one or two in behind some trees, and they're getting real close. And he's like, he sort of calls you like well, you don't really have to bend over that far because you're almost the same height as little
right.
Jimmy here. But Jimmy pulls you over and he puts his arm around your neck, like sort of like in a hugging kind of a way, and he whispers in your ear. He's like, "Listen, mister, try and quiet out the noise of the bar." And as you sort of, you're kind of high because whatever was put in your tea, the noise of the inn fades away, and behind it, in the background, you hear the thrumming of drums. It's very subtle and quite distant. He's like, "Do you hear that?" And little Jimmy starts repeating that. He's like, he goes,
I'll hear that shit.
he goes. Usually we don't hear those noises. Because the lizard folk, that's sort of like their war call, and Minge, Mister, my daddy, he won't let on very much, but I'm thinking we're going to be under attack here any minute. Roll me notice, Jay.
Alrighty.
Actually, roll me some notice. Bang on. As he put his arm around you and he was sort of directing your attention to another place, you see his one little hand slip inside your pocket and steal a few coins.
Hey man, what are you doing here, dude? I'm trying to give you some money to get some information. You ain't gotta steal from me, you little bitch. I'll give the damn coins to you if you tell me some stuff.
You
Shit.
called him a bitch.
Well, I don't like thieves, man. Shit. I'm trying to be nice, little motherfucker. He gonna take some shit from me.
He quickly gives you the coin back. He's like, "Please don't tell my parents. I'm
I'm
sorry,
not gonna tell
mister."
it. Well, go ahead and keep the damn shit. I would have given it to you anyway.
Oh,
You ain't gotta
he's,
steal from me, man. We're cool. I'm
we
trying
don't.
to say that.
I don't have many toys to play with around here, and since how my brothers and sisters got eaten by all the alligators, well, it's just me, and I like I said, I don't have no toys, so I just clean stuff, and I just need. I'd like to buy some toys from the mercantile man outside. He's got a nice little swamp buggy, little wooden carved swamp buggy. I'm sorry, and he
No, I'll
starts
buy
to
you
cry.
that shit, man. Oh, no, no, no. You ain't gotta cry, little brother. You ain't gotta cry. I tell you what, I'm gonna buy you. We go outside and we're gonna buy that. Well, actually, you ain't gonna go outside because I don't want you to get eaten. But I'm gonna buy it, or I'm gonna buy that shit for you. Okay? It's about I'm gonna whatever 10 coin worth of whatever you want, little buddy. I'm gonna go out there. If you want some weed, we get you some of that too. But that's for another time. But anyway, um. Yeah, just tell me more about these. I can hear these lizard folks, man. Do I need to go tell my peoples that I'm with about them?
So as you're like offering to sell this kid weed, you suddenly look over your shoulder and you see Mr. Minge standing behind you. And he looks down at you. He's like, right, what's going on here? Are you trying to sell me little boy drugs?
No. He said he wanted a toy because he ain't got none. Because apparently y'all ain't got no money, which that's cool with. I ain't trying to bash y'all, but he just want a little toy. I was like, hey, I'll buy him a little toy. I ain't trying to, kiss him or nothing. I'm just trying to be his friend.
So he looks at you and he's kind of disgusted. What do you think we are? Some kind of common peasant folk? Look around you. This place is slathered with fine items, luxurious tapestries, suits
Yeah,
of...
then why you
What?
still trying to pick my pocket then?
What? Just because he's got no money doesn't mean the rest of us are poor. Why would I give my kid money? He's just going to get eaten by an alligator one day, and then, there goes all that coin. We keep it locked up here. What are you,
Well,
retarded?
Why don't you protect your kids, man? The rest of them get eaten. It's not an inevitability that they're going to get eaten. Why don't you protect your damn kids?
Listen.
Y'all making me mad.
I've got a bar to run here. If they're foolish enough to go out and play in the swamp, there's a good chance that they're going to get eaten or killed by a lizard man. And then he looks at you and he's like, listen, speaking of these lizard men here, he goes, I don't know if you've noticed it, but you hear that sort of underlying thrum noise? He goes, I'm afraid that the lizard folk are getting a little, something's maybe got them spooked. They usually don't come out this far to the edge of the swamps, but yes, it seems like for some reason they've been a little aggressive lately. If you're spending the night, maybe I could comp your room, maybe give it to you for free in case anything happens. Maybe just keep your ears open, or if there's some kind of a inevitable attack that's going to happen tonight, for sure, because that's how the story's going to go. Maybe you could help out.
Tell you what, my friend, you comp all my people's rooms and their food and their drink and throw in about, I don't know, 500 coin.
He looks at you after you say the 500 coin bit, and he doesn't say anything. He just walks away. He shakes his head and he leaves. He goes back over to the other side of the bar.
Tried shit.
Slovakia.
So,
I'm gonna move him over here.
Wayne's gonna go back and try to relay all of this message to him. Like,
You say too, Jimmy. We're gonna get you that little buggy and shit or whatever. Maybe some weed, but we'll talk about that later. That's for another time. I'm gonna go tell my friends all this stuff. All right? Because we handle lizard folk.
so
Nice.
Wayne's
Okay, so after we're going to hit the threats, treats, and timers die because it's come around to my turn, and I'm going to roll this bad boy Nope, not off the table. That is not what needed to happen right there. Here we go. I would like everybody to make me a Constitution check. Ooh, I got a good spin on that bad boy. Anybody that fails is going to be a little inebriated, and your next attempts are going to be difficult because you're drunk. I want to turn off the music, and after a couple hours of drinking in the bar, you're hanging out, schmoozing with one another. You see Buttersworth. She disappears into one of the back rooms. You guys have all got rooms now. Your rooms are sort of in the back of this little area up here where I've laid the. So that's sort of where your starting point is. But as the night progresses and the tables get cleaned up, some of the patrons leave. The drunk guy, he's laying on the floor somewhere in the back. And the soft words of Carl just keep sort of slowly coming out of his mouth. Buttersworth, she disappears. She heads up into the back room, makes sure that there's no keys to the back room, so you guys just for like 5 coin a piece, Everybody has themselves a room, and the night quiets down. The bard stops playing. Little Jimmy disappears, and you guys all sort of take reprieve in your room. About halfway through the night, however, you hear Ribs let out this like gigantic squeal, followed by the horse. And the horse, it's whinnying and it's making all sorts of weird noises. Rufus, you're the first one to hear this.
All right. Well, I guess first thing Rufus does is jump up, draw his sword, and run down to see what's going on. Full
All right.
guard alert.
Full guard alert. Okay, so throw yourself on the map. You make your way out to the front door of the Gator
I don't
Inn.
think I got a token there, bud.
Where's Rufus? Rufus is right here, so Control C. You'll be a little bit big on the map, but that's cool. Control V, F8, and you should be size 333.
Cool.
Something like that. You're right by the front door. You can see. Yeah, you won't be able to get in there.
Yep, forget
The
it.
model's a little bit screwed.
There we
You can see by the front door, like as you're approaching the door from inside this bar, the establishment's quiet. You hear the guy in the back corner. He's like, Carl. And he's just kind of mumbling it as you walk past him, and he hasn't come to any kind of attention. He's sort of passed out in the back there. But you notice that the front doors to the Guzzling Gator are like they're shaking a little bit. You can hear them like shake, 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 like somebody's outside trying to get in.
Okay. So dark out. He's just grabbed a sword, run out. So he's kind of in his gitch, not really geared up. See anything, or just too dark, or what kind of check you want me to make here?
You can make the doors are being. I sort of stopped paying attention there for half a second. Fantastic game mastering skills. I was laying down my little lizard man outside. So as you approach the doors, they're being shaken back and forth as if quite aggressively. Somebody's trying to get in.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to open the doors?
Well,
have a peek through the doors?
Try to have a peek through. Is there like some sort of like a view hatch or something on the door, like a little slide door or something to open up and take a look, see what's back there?
Well, there's let's say there's like a wooden board across them, and they're double doors. They've been barred from the inside, so the only way to sort of peek out would be to like lift the bar up and stuff like that. But
okay, yeah.
There's a window to your left that you can look out that lets in some natural sunlight.
All right. Well, if the door's already barred, yeah, he'll take a peek out that window, see if he can see what's shaking away at the door.
All right. A rather large-looking, scaled individual, humanoid-looking fella with a club made from what looks like some animal. It was probably at some point like a lion, or I guess not really let's say it's an alligator. He's got a club with an alligator's head on the top of it. The shield on his one hand has these toothy spikes on the edge of it, and he's kind of got some armor plating on him that's made of like natural hide. It's viney, tied together with vines and some kind of animal plating or rough hide. And he's banging on the door. You look off to your left, and you can see that Ribs, who's been tied up to this pole, is being chased in a circle around it by another one. It's sort of the same kind of a deal. You would know them to be lizard. They look like lizard men-ish, right? These green, scaly, tall dudes. One of them sort of pulling on the door a little bit, seeing if he can get in, but not really, being super aggressive. Merchant Saul is not on the street, by the way. He's closed up his shop and he's sort of disappeared as well. But yeah, Ribs is tied on a rope to this pole, and like that game that you can play where you smack like tetherball, he's going around and around and around this lamppost while he's being chased by this rather ridiculous looking, this lizard man. You also see a few more of them out in the streets.
All right, so I'm gonna call back up to the party, anyways, and try and warn them, like, "Hey guys, I think we need to suit up here. There's some shit's about to hit the fan outside."
Okay,
There's these
so
big green bastards out there. It looks like they're starting to stir some stuff up. And then he's going to open the door and maybe try and take a swing at one.
all right. So you just yelling back into the bar? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to yell back at the bar, try to get these guys awake, whether they hear me or not.
Okay. That's cool. You've
then-
just you've just given me a sweet idea. All right.
Yep.
So yeah,
And
you
then,
call out.
Try to open up the door and take a swing at the first one.
All right. As soon as you open the door, this thing takes a step back into the street a little bit, but you can full on take a swipe at him. The one thing that you notice is you see little Jimmy standing in the corner behind, one of these little suits of armor. Little Jimmy's back over here, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be eaten by a lizard man." Is what you hear when the door cracks open.
By a gator.
Yes.
I'll see what
Did
we
you
get
pass your check?
here. Yes.
Oh, right, 19.
There we go. That's some stuff. That'll be for a total of very nice. That's gonna be total for 9 damage to whatever it is I just.
Wow. All right, that's almost taken this lizard man out. You've dealt him such a grievous blow that he drops to a knee. You can describe the attack on him.
Oh, it's just a straight swing right across the chest, right from pelvis all the way up to the shoulder. Just a big gash all the way through it.
Nice. Yeah. His maybe a little bit of his innards pop out. He takes a knee. His hide armor sort of breaks off and is hanging to one side. You caught him unawares, and he lets out this like lizard-like howl as he falls to the ground. Clunge. This is you can blame this on Rufus. I would like you to make me a perception check to wake up. You've been drinking.
Blame him.
You've been drinking all night. You've had a few. You've had some sauce. You got to beat a 12. I don't know if you're.
Do you say wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom perception. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. So all you hear from Clunge's room is.
Carl. Brudner, same with you. Notice check to wake up, or you're sleeping through this.
All right. Yeah.
Big ass Wayne.
Alrighty. Even with the +6, I'm still snoring.
Oh, that is fantastic. All right, I'm going to crack this rotation value down to 1. These lizard men here are going to advance. I'm going to say that they're going to get quite close, but they're hesitant. Seeing you in your, I guess you were sleeping in your armor, or something like that, maybe. They all kind of advance, but you chop this guy down in one foul swell. Like the leader's taking a knee. These guys are a little hesitant, so they come up and they surround you in sort of like a gang up kind of a deal. This guy in front of you sees that his little partners in crime are sort of hesitant, and he's trying to put on a bold face, and he stands up in front of you a little bit. He's kind of wheezy, and he sort of takes a weak shot at you. That inspires maybe one of the other guys to try and poke you with the sword or with the spear. So he's going to attack with difficulty. He'll be the first one. And then the spear guy is going to be the one that pokes you. So he misses. He takes a swipe at you, but you can see that he's in a blatantly weakened state. But his little partner off to the side here manages to stab you through, in the leg a little bit with your spear tip. You feel it penetrate your armor. And you are going to take 2 points of damage. That has inspired the rest of them. You can see they all start jumping up and down a little bit. They're all pretty happy that you've been smashed, even though the big chief guy doesn't. But next round, they're all going to attack you, Rufus.
Nice.
I'm being
rightfully so.
I'm being kind to you right now. Okay, so that puts me back to Clunge. Clunge, you missed the first round, but someone inside the house, like let's say it's Bartender Minge. Bartender Minge starts ringing this bell. And this bell is so loud that everybody wakes up, and you can just hear it going off. Ding, 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 ding. And Minge is like doing this call to arms, even though he's sort of the only one in here besides you guys. But I guess that's what his deal is. You figure he's trying to wake you up. So you have no problems, coming to. You're a touch startled, but you realize that the alarm is something's up. So I'm going to put the ball in your court.
So Clunge will grab his spear and his shield and hot tail it downstairs, sort of bouncing off the walls as he does from side to side, because he's obviously had a little bit too much to drink, and sort of head towards the front door.
Okay, I'm going to put Clunge right at the front door. Kaboosh. F8.
And when he sees the little, the green men outside, he goes, "Shit, gators!"
That's exactly what he says. There's a weakened one right here. And then this guy, as you sort of walk out the front, they're all sort of standing around with their spears drawn and their clubs, and they're slowly sort of covering Rufus as you walk out. Now you're hill folk. They're giants basically, right? Like you're a big fella.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can walk out the front door and you see this. We're gonna call your turn. Actually, no, I'm gonna give you a chance to do some damage. If you want to attack one of these guys, you can come barreling out the front.
Yes, I will take out the one nearest. Have a go at the one nearest me, and I'll say to him, "Brought a spear, have you? I'll have a go at my spear then."
And you roll a 1.
No. Almost. He's obviously had a bit too much, and he's way off target.
Okay, so it's just sort of a random swirl out in the distance.
And you'll say, "Will you stand still when I'm trying to poke you with my spear?"
He hisses at you, but you hear from behind you in the bar. You hear, "Go get him, Carl. You got it, buddy." Brednir?
Go away, I'm sleeping.
No, you are definitely awake now. Minge is ringing a bell, and it startles you from your sleep.
All right, I'll put on my pants.
Okay, so you spend a few minutes putting your gear on, getting dressed, and doing your thing. And while you're doing that,
is that on the first floor? Or?
You're not that far away. Like you're literally in behind this little wall here, kind of a thing. So. Yeah, by the time you put your pants on, you could get to the front, but you're going to have a really good idea as to what's going on, because you're going to see that these two front doors are open, and you can see Rufus out there underneath the street lamps and shit like that, swinging away at some large, scaly, green-looking humanoid.
Okay, can I grab this axe off the table on the way over? I'm going to throw it through the door.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you want this one? I don't know if this one. Oh yeah, let's unlock this. I'll bring it out here where you can actually use it. There you go.
If I see a scaly boy through the door, I'm going to chuck it.
All right, so you throw it at, let's say, this guy right here.
Excellent.
Well, at least you didn't roll a 1 and hit Rufus.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay, so yeah, this axe, what happens with this axe?
It chuck it through there. It does that nice thing where it hits the ground and it keeps on spinning in a spiral because it goes flat.
Okay, so
and
it lands
near the wagon.
Lands over here near the wagon. Excellent. Yeah. Little Wayne, alive and kicking, man. This bell is going off. Ding, 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 ding. And you can hear the bartender just yelling, "We're under attack! The lizard men are attacking!"
From Wayne's bedroom, you hear fat, 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 fat. "Oh, Mrs. Buttersworth. Oh, fat, fat, fat. Oh, Mrs. Buttersworth. Oh, shit, I need to put on my pants."
Yeah. Are you having sex with Mrs. Buttersworth?
No, he was beaten off to Mrs. Buttersworth.
Oh, okay. All right. Fantastic. Yeah, here, you can have I shouldn't be rewarding you for your poor behavior, Jay, but have a hero's token for that.
Don't encourage this. But no, so Wayne gets on his pants and he gets his staff and everything, and so he so he runs downstairs and he's seeing
And so it's visible right now from the point of where we're at, from the front of the door, that we see these lizard guys just, you know,
Yep.
right there on the street. All right, sweet. So I would like to make my way out front, and I'd like to see if I could like get, because Clunge and Rufus are kind of big, and I'm not so big. I'd like to like kind of like come behind them and sneak behind them, and where I'm at, like right here, I would like to be able to see these guys and be like, freeze, bitch, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my. It's like it's Kona Cold or whatever. No, it's just called freeze. I'd like to use my freeze spell,
Okay.
and what that does is all enemies that are near, and I imagine that are near, will can be immobilized for 1d4 rounds.
Ooh, wow. Now, I've got a question, because I know that reptilians are cold-blooded. So would the cold really affects them? That's how it
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because I think like in other games, like they'll take a I think even in Flash Gordon, like the lizard guys take a +4 to cold damage or whatever. So,
Well, that's why I was asking, because I couldn't remember in my head if they were like, because I know they're hot-blooded or cold-blooded. Yeah, so it makes sense. Lizards like to be warm. So you walk out, cast this like area of effect sort of cold spell.
yep,
Because they're susceptible to the cold, this is going to be an easy attempt for you.
very nice. So I'm gonna roll, and I'm gonna take get an automatic +3, right? That's what easy is. So 2, I get a +6. So I'm taking a +9 in this roll, which I got a 19. So that's
Yep.
28.
That's. Oh. Look what I did.
what'd you? I gotta see.
I messed up the.
It's magic, I tell you. It's magic.
I think if I just go
What happened?
1, maybe 2.
Well, it's a swampland. There's no foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, this is Florida, right?
Yeah.
Maybe just. I think I might be able to rescue this a little bit. That's got to go something like that. I was trying to
You know what we
unlock
need? We
little
need Florida
Wayne.
man to come help us out there.
There we
Jay.
go. Look, see how fast
That's
I fixed it? Whew. It's floating a little bit.
Chosen.
Stupid gator in. Damn it. 1. Boom. Okay, good. All right, cast your spell, Jay. So you cast your spell with glory
Right,
and.
I got a 28 on that all together.
What was the spell called?
It's called freeze.
Spell is called freeze. Okay, so it immobilizes them for 1d4 rounds. I'm going to let you roll the 1d4.
All right, sweet. You're a good man, Gary. I don't care what they say about you.
Thanks, pal. Oh, all right. So you walk out. Just describe the scene, because basically you've frozen all of them in place long enough that everybody can come out and just sort of, whale these popsicle sticks, these frozen lizard popsicle sticks.
Yeah, Wayne comes up. He comes out there. He's all ready to go. He's got his staff and everything, and all of a sudden he just goes. He waves his hands, and he just goes like this, right, like makes blows a breath of like cold right there in front of him, just like this. You see this little fella just go and just blow all his cold. It's like, yeah,
Wow.
frozen, bitch.
Okay. So my lizard men have been incapacitated. They're barely mobile. You can see them blinking and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of a teeth chatter on the odd one, but literally it's like, this is just like golfing for you guys. You spend the next 20 seconds while these things are frozen, just like stabbing them through all the important parts, chopping off arms, taking out limbs, and in one foul swoop, you've successfully defeated the lizard men. I'm thinking, and I don't know if I did it with these ones, but check this out. Oh, he didn't actually go upside down. Let's see what happens if I flip this guy. Nope, my bad. So on some of the new models, when it flips over, instead of saying Murder Hobo Show, I put blood spatter.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Way to
So
go.
That was a bit of an anticlimax, wasn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, Jay fucking ruined my story.
Sorry.
Leave the Jay to come out with his tunic on, Donald Duck in it, and just freeze
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Right? Fantastic.
It's at this point Clunge realizes he's still butt naked because he didn't get dressed, and his touch is sort of blowing in the breeze.
Waving around, bludgeoning everything.
Yeah.
You try to kill somebody with your other sword, man. Shit.
That was big ass Wayne. Fuck, I didn't even get a chance to fucking really attack anybody.
Sorry. Sorry
Wow.
for being good.
Okay, was my timer was set to 1, I think, on this one, right? I was only on a 2, so as it comes around to my turn, yeah, you guys have managed to successfully take out the entire Lizard Man attack team here. Oops,
We
I don't want
solved
to
the
lock
Lizard
it.
Man puzzle.
Yes. Well done. Well done. Oops, I'm trying to get rid of
Not
these
bad for a
lizard
little
men.
guy.
Buttersworth, where is Slovakia? Let's get her. She comes running out. She comes running out. She's got a frying pan in her hand. She's like, "Bring it on!" And then she looks around and sees all these like frozen stabbed lizard men. And she's like, "Who's gonna clean this mess up?" And she points to you, little big ass Wayne. She's like, "You did this. You lot. Look at the mess you've made on the street here. What do you think we are? Oh, wait a second. I got to get rid of this reptile here too. Huh? Who's gonna clean this up?"
Well,
All right.
since you've got your pan out, you might as well put some bacon and eggs on first while we tidy up this lot outside.
All right. So that sounds like a lovely idea. Bacon and
Did
eggs.
she put on her clothes? Or
Yes. Well, she's wearing like what do you call those girdle tops? Right. Some really like solid granny panties that have been stitched together.
Nice.
Yeah. These suckers are old. Bacon and eggs, is it? Yeah. The lot of you look like
lizard meat is supposed to be a delicacy in some
the lot of you look like you need to sober up. And yeah, she'll disappear back into the bar here somewhere and throw some food on for the lot of you guys. You spend a few minutes cleaning up these dudes. We're going to start with
the swamp.
I would like everybody for this threats, treats, and timers deal to roll me a perception. I gotta fix my chair. I'm falling off to one side.
I'm consistent.
Oh, there we go.
All right, who succeeded?
Nope.
Me.
Uncle Jay.
Yeah.
Uncle Jay succeeded.
And so did Clunge.
Uncle Jay can have that. Clunge is purple. And anybody else?
Nope.
So 2 duffs, 2 successes. As you're cleaning up these lizard men on the street here, these are sort of weird little trinkets or things that you find that they had. Now, Pete, that being, you can spend your time or whatever. Obviously, I know you know how to play ICRPG. Had you found this in game, it doesn't really matter. I don't need to explain that. This spell, you find some kind of wooden little, like a piece of wood, like a piece of bark that has some weird runes written on it. But you are aware that it is some kind of incantation, and that because you're even though you're dumb, you know that this is some kind of like magical, snap this piece and some spell thing will happen.
Yep.
So you find
it's like a small wooden tube, that sort of thing, is it?
Yes. You
so
can.
I'll secrete that in my butt cheeks at the moment because I'm obviously naked. I haven't got any pockets.
Okay. Fantastic.
A skin pocket.
And Jay, what did you find, Jay? You don't have to actually say anything if you don't want to. That could be your little secret.
No, I'm happy to because I don't think I would get a whole lot of use out of this. But I found a flaming sword.
Wow. All right, so yeah, you reach down and pick this sword up, one of these,
Oh, look at this.
and it immediately lights on fire. Flames everywhere. You're like,
I almost put my pants.
holy shit! You jump back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not even strong enough to wield it. I'm like,
Hey, who's good at the swords here? Who's the swords man?
Rufus.
Rufus,
Rufus is
I
all
don't,
right at it.
I don't know you too well, but I like the cut of your jib, man. Why don't you take the sword? Why don't you take the sword and you can sell it for drugs or something? I don't know. You can do something with it, but take the sword, man, if you want it.
You know what? I think so. That's fantastic. I will. I'll wield it in your honor, sir. Thank you.
You ain't gotta do all that, man. Just make sure you kill a motherfucker with it.
There you go. Nice magical flaming sword off of these lizard men.
Neat.
As you guys are cleaning up, Jay, you find some swamp weed. One of the head-looking shaman guys, he's got a few more rituals tattooed into his skin and stuff like that. He has this bag, and in this bag is some kind of swamp drugs.
Nice.
Yeah, as soon as you look at it, you know exactly what it is. Like you know that this shit's meant to. Yeah, this is some sweet herbal, some good herbs.
This is the best stuff. You put this in your pot, man. You ain't doing shit for the next 6 hours, baby.
I think that's exactly what you think. Now, Ribs, he's over by this pole. He's tied up pretty tight. He's still traumatized a little bit, but fortunately, he runs quite so fast. He managed to loop himself around this, and he's squealing and looking at you. He needs some love, Wayne.
Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and
Ribs, baby, come here. Let me take care of you.
so I cut him down and make sure that he's all right, and I try to calm him down the best I can.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my threats, treats, and timer die because I just gave you guys some treats. Spin that fucking thing more than a 1, please. Let's get some substance on this thing. There we go. DM needs a break. A few minutes go by. You manage to untie Ribs. You can hear Slovakia. She calls from inside. She's like, "Bacon and eggs is ready, boys." After you spend some time sort of cleaning the streets and getting rid of all these lizard parts and doing, whatever it is that you're going to do with them, you notice that the sun starts to kind of come back up a little bit. It begins to be like early morning. You guys go in, sit down, enjoy your breakfast, and as you're eating your breakfast, you're all sort of hanging out at the same table, exchanging stories or whatever it is that you're doing. Slovakia mentions as she puts them down, you hear her over speaking. What the fuck's the word I'm looking for? She's talking to Minge. She's talking to Minge, and she's like, "I wonder if this lizard attack has anything to do with that strange man that came through here yesterday." And then Minge is like, "Yeah, highly doubtful. We get all sorts of weird ones here, love. Don't worry your little head about it." All of a sudden, he's like highly English. She's like, "Oh, you're probably right." And then, she disappears into the kitchen.
So, who was hanging around here the other day? Who was this weird bloke you're on about?
As Slovakia comes back to bring you some like milk and eggs, Minge looks at her as she's walking by, and he approaches and he's like, "Yeah, this kind of beat up looking, I don't know what you would call him. He looked like a scribe, I guess. He had blue stained fingers, didn't say much, sort of stuck to himself. He was only here for a little bit. Grabbed some food, but he said he was waylaid on the way here on the roads, and he had a couple pretty ferocious wounds. His face was kind of burnt, and so we bandaged him up, and he had some grub, and then he took off without really saying too much.
Did he give you any idea where he was, where his final destination was, or?
He just had a backpack, and he was just walked out and followed the road down. Not many people come down to this end of the world unless they're going into the swamp, so I'm assuming he's in there somewhere. I don't know if he's looking for some kind of special herbs, or maybe he's down collecting some flowers for some ink or something like that. But maybe he done rustled up these lizard men, got him agitated enough to come and attack our little inn here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What direction to the swamp?
He points. He just points in a general direction.
Gotcha.
And he's like, swamp's over there. You're kind of right on the edge of the swamp. Like the terrain has shifted a little bit. You're no longer in that nice dry lush forest. The trees have changed to sort of like a different mossy
vines and
right. You know what I mean? And all the roads. Like the reason that the road is paved in the front of the inn is because the road would be normally so muddy here, and so yeah. They put these bricks down in the ground to sort of like keep the dirt out
like
of the
bayou country kind of thing.
Right, you know what I mean? It's that kind of everything's sort of stanky and viney, and the air even the air is like thick with with moisture and stuff like that down here. People just start sweating, even though the temperature's down. But Minge just sort of points. He's like, swamps all around you, and he kind of points behind him. So the swamp would be sort of back over this way towards where Jay's character is in comparison to the bar. He's like, he just wandered on down the road. He's ain't nothing down there but swamp. So I don't know. I don't know why Minge's voice changes all the time, but it does. He's a man of many.
Brudnir, what do you think? This sounds like our guy, doesn't it, Brudnir? I think maybe we should head into the swamp and make chase on this.
So have you guys met this bloke before, have you? This man with the ink?
Well, we're in search of a fugitive right now who's responsible for the theft of a series of books, and we believe he's got the last book of the collection, with which we need to chase down and return to its rightful owners. He's also responsible for a lot of death and murder back in New Haven. So we have a vested interest in apprehending this fugitive.
Oh,
Would just getting a book. I mean, that's kind of his thing.
Is there going to be a rooting and a shooting and a tooting as well? Is there?
Well, I think so. And there's going to be
two of those.
Yeah.
All I know is, I'm sorry. You go ahead, you ask your questions.
In that case, you got room for one more?
I think so. We can certainly use your steel on this one.
I promise I won't touch the pig inappropriately.
Consent.
Now I think the pig is disappointed.
He gonna be mad. Nah. All I'm saying is, if we catch this dude, I'm allowed back to New Haven again. They told me, Mayor said I was allowed back if we bring this dude in. So I'm like, yeah, because I left my shit in New Haven. Like, all the set of pants is there. I got some dice that is there. I got a stick that's there too. So yeah, let's get this dude.
All right.
I guess we'll start heading off blindly into the swamp. I mean, trying to look for tracks is going to be kind of pointless. It's all shitty and muddy. So,
Can we ask if there's a guide for the swamps?
Love it.
Uh-oh.
I fucking love it. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic. So yeah, you ask if there's a guide for the swamps, and this dude stands up and he's like, Carl, Carl, my man. You guys need to go find some stuff. I find stuff in the swamps all the time. Even stuffs that I don't want to find. Carl. And yeah.
I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming.
So he stands up. He's a little more sober, but he still calls you Carl. What is this guy's name? Anybody?
Dan.
His name is Dan.
Dan.
Okay, Dan the Swamp Man.
Dan the man.
There you go.
There you go. Dan the Swamp Man. He stands up. He comes over. He's like, Carl, my drinking buddy. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dan the Swamp Man. If you're looking for something in the swamp, I'm your man. I can find it. I can do it. That's why they call me Dan. No, that's why they call me the Swamp Man. Carl, you looking for somebody in the swamp? I just kind of came to, and I was kind of, yeah. You looking for something?
Yeah, we're looking for a man with blue hands.
Oh, you mean that guy that was in here yesterday? I think he said his name was Ellison, something like that. I don't remember. His name could have been Harry. What's your name again, Carl? It's not Carl, is it? Sorry. Clunge? Carl? I'll just call you Carl.
Carl's fine. Dan, the man.
Listen, let me get my axe. And, yeah, I'll take you guys into the swamp. I got myself one of them, nice swamp, rafts with a long pole. And, yeah. So he goes and sits down. He has himself some bacon and eggs, a nice big fresh glass of milk. And then, after he finishes eating, I got Slovakia on the deal here. Want this one. Please don't unlock the, whatchamacallit. Old Dan comes out, and Dan grabs this gigantic axe, the one that you picked up and threw. He picks it up off the table from the inside, but you know that nobody put it back there. So he walks out, he kind of straightens himself up a little bit, lets out this, great big mighty burp. And, he cleans up quite nicely. He's got his hefty axe in his hand. He's twirling it around. He's feeling the weights of it. And he just kind of leans back a little bit, and he just whips this axe down the street. It sort of disappears. He throws it so hard and so fast, it goes flying down the road, and it's gone. And then suddenly, it reappears in his hand. And he stretches his arms out a little bit. He's like, okay, let's go. By the time this all is said and done, it's roughly midday. And Dan takes you down the road a little bit into, the moister areas of the swamp. You see there's a little bit of a dock, and he walks down it. And at the end of this dock is this wooden raft. This raft is just made out of like whatever kind of, lumber that you would find tied together by some shit. And there's a really long pole on it. And he looks at the lot. He's like, welcome to the Mary Sue. This here's my swamp buggy, and I like to call her Mary. And so you guys all pile on this swamp, and you spend probably, I want to say, the better part of the day. In fact, Dan pedals you guys through the swamps for, I want to say 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. Again, the sun's starting to set. Dan's like, you're starting to question Dan a little bit, but Dan's like, don't worry, he went this way. And he's like, see that there? That there twig's broken. Ain't broken like that for no reason. Somebody broke that. And he's pointing at things as you're going, and he's pedaling through the swamps. Now, it's pretty humid. You guys are all wearing your armor. It's a long, tough go. You're just eating shit rations. It's tiring and humid, and just the feel of the swamp, being in this place, this unfamiliar place that's just sort of gungy, and you're on the lookout for gators and shit like that all the time, sort of puts you on edge.
Marinating the whole way.
Right, you're just kind of stewing in your own stuff. So I would like everybody to make me a Constitution check to see how you fare throughout the day. If you fail your check, your next 1d4 attempts will be hard. Who's left? Lil Wayne?
12?
Yeah, rooms. Yep, 12.
Perfect.
You made it, Rufus?
Just.
All right, so
yeah.
Everybody makes it, which is fantastic. Okay, cool. I'm going to take your characters, and I'm going to put them in a pile over here. I do believe that, here's Clunge. We might have an extra Clunge. I'm not sure.
That's gross.
Never hurts to have extra food.
Fantastic.
An old pocket full.
Who's in the back?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I got to go back here and see if I can't scoop. Brudnir out.
You did it.
Excellent. All right, gentlemen. We are going to clear this map. So, you've been in the swamp now with Dan. He's pointing out stuff. The day's been going on. You spot the odd lizard man here and there as you progress through the swamps. And Dan's sort of cruising along, and then you feel the raft come to an abrupt stop as it sort of bumps into a dry piece of land. And Dan looks at you and he's like, I think we found it. Once again, this, it's starting to get dark out, and you bump into this little hillock. Dan's like, he points at the little hill, and you see footprints come up out of sort of the little out of the water up into the side of the hill. And as you disembark, Rufus, let's take your characters. You guys are in this back corner over here. Plunk. You might fart around, but you'll all end up here somehow. This is this little hillock that you guys end up on. With the sun, setting, you can see off in the distance, there's some kind of weird old ruins, destroyed, disheveled, beat down. The sounds of crickets chirping kind of muffle anything that you might hear, but you do see that inside the walls of this old ruin, off to the far west, I guess, or east, whatever direction that is, off in the distance, there is a campfire. And this campfire is illuminating the inside of this archway in this old broke down ruins. Dan looks at you guys and he's like, fellas, I'm afraid this is the end of my this is the end of the rope for me. He's like, I'll wait here if you want, but if you ain't back in some time, I'm fucking out of here, because I don't want to have, sorry, Carl, I love you like a brother and all, but this is about as far as I go.
You just stay here, boy. We'll be back.
Oh, okay. He goes.
There'll be a couple of extra beers in it for you. Stay for us as well.
Oh, he's like, well, damn, son. Now you're talking my language. Dan walks back down this little hillock to the other side, and he just sort of sits down on his little raft, and ties it off to the shoreline. And you guys are hanging out on this edge, looking down across the swamps, across to. You're not even quite sure what's going on. Some fire-illuminated ruins. It is 8:30. Why don't we take 5? Because I have to take a whiz. And when we come back, we'll conclude this adventure.
Okay.
We want to go main cam. Here we go. Back tour. Refreshed. Why? Oh, what's going on over here? That butt doesn't belong in the swamp. I usually don't pay attention to what's going on inside the Discord chat channel while we're playing these games, but all I see is the guy from Futurama rubbing his ass in the window, and I'm like, what? Oh, fantastic. Is everybody back? Charles?
Yep.
I see Pete's hand moving around. We got Rufus. Corey, you back? No? All right, a few more minutes.
So there's a lot of people in this swamp, isn't there? Here, background.
People?
Yeah, I can hear them all.
There we go.
Oh. Nailed it, Pete. Let's put up the... Do I have swamp? Oh, there is a swamp thing. Watch video on YouTube of swamp. All right, we're going to... There. Turn off the tavern music. Or the tavern noise. Do, 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 do. I'm afraid if I stuff this guy into where he's supposed to be, just sort of back here, I might not be able to get him out of there because the colliders of these buildings sometimes mess with things. But now that he's there, let's make him about that big. He should look something like that. And saved objects. Corey, Mr. Corey Judd, calling Corey Judd. All right, we got Corey. Charles, you back?
Yes, sir.
And Schmastic. I'm going to put this guy. Little Wayne, are you back?
Yup.
Fantastic. All right, and I know Pete's here because I can hear him. All right, Rufus, you guys walk up over this ledge. Dan walks back. He says his goodbyes. Or not his goodbyes, but he's like, I'll go wait by the raft. And you see him go sit down on his raft and take up some beers. He starts having a sip of a little hidden wineskin thing that he had on him. And he gives you a wink and a nod. Ribs, I guess Ribs is going to stay with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's taking care of Ribs back on the raft. Rufus, off in the distance of this swamp, you see these ruins, these fire lit, the fire, the light cascading off the walls, illuminating them, and sort of shrinking down a little bit, and then puffing up again, and whatnot. It's off in the distance. It's quite a ways away. But yeah, there's definitely a fire, like some kind of fire coming from inside these ruins. And Dan's telling you that, the tracks or whatever lead off in that direction, and that he's assuming that the person you're looking for is over in those ruins.
Okay. Yeah, and well, we just have to slog through all this nonsense to get there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Just do we want to wait till the morning? Get a night's rest, or do you want to just slog through, get the element of surprise on this guy?
Is this swamp looking natural to you? Is this how a swamp normally looks? I'm not from around these here parts.
Yeah, I'm not really a swamp guy. Dave, these swamps are normal? Is there anything look unusual about this?
Like Dan looks up, he's like, Dan?
Dave, sorry, Dan, yeah.
Dave, come on, Dave.
Damn it, Carl.
Damn it, Carl, the name's Dan. Dan, the swamp man. Listen up, everything's natural here. You watch out for them there crocodiles. Rumor has it too, and you see him kind of hesitate for a little bit. He's like, rumor has it that there's a weregator that roams these parts too. Real vicious thing. Only comes out though on full moons, and he points up, and so he's like, so you guys, and you notice that there is a full moon, as Dan just realized what he said. He's kind of hesitant to stay now. He's like, damn, that weregator could come out of anywhere. Got the intelligence of a human and the chompers of a gator. You know how dangerous that is? He takes another swig of his beer. It's like, shit, I'm kind of second guessing hanging around here. You guys might want to do the same. Listen here, Rufus. I don't know if sleeping or spending the night here on this little hill is probably your best idea. You might want to get in there, conclude your business, and get the hell on out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that answers it. All right, well, tally ho, boys. I guess press on forward. Fuck, I don't know how deep this shit is. Hey, what do you use Dave's or Dan or Carl's stick there? Get a sense as to how deep this swamp is. Can we actually walk through this stuff?
Yeah, but Clunge is going to stick his spear in and sort of like test the depth of the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so Clunge, aka Carl, walks out. You poke your little deal in. How did you get way over there? You can land right in there, kaboosh. As you progress out to, I want to say roughly right about here, it comes up to about your knees. I think you're on some whatchamacallit here.
Terrible.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. It does make a bit of a sloshing noise as you proceed. So if you're trying to be stealthy, it's going to be a hard roll.
Okay.
But yeah, so Rufus is going to follow Clunge. I'm assuming that's the plan. Clunge has got his little walking stick.
Yeah, it was just a matter of getting a sense as to how deep this shit is. I mean, Rufus has got no problem taking point.
Okay. So Rufus, you walk out into the swamps. You sink down to roughly about your knees. Are you
he's
going?
not the most quiet dude as it is. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a fully geared up red plume. We're not going to get a lot of stealth on him, so sloshing around ain't going to be a big deal. So yeah, he's going to start stomping his way through, I guess. Trying to take careful footing, make sure he's not, slipping, tripping.
Okay, and you're just you're not trying to be stealthy. You're just making a regular amount of noise.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, not trying to make an overly loud riot, but yeah.
Okay.
Just whatever regular stomping noise. Sure.
Make me a perception check.
Oh, this would be good.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
You notice off to your left that there is a crocodile. It's looking at you. You can see its beady eyes in the darkness. Over in this direction. It's not moving towards you yet, but it is definitely just sort of sitting off in this direction, pointing or looking directly sort of at you as you proceed through the swampy areas here.
In the stink eye.
Mm-hmm. You're getting the stank eye.
Well, fair enough. Well, he's not going to go directly to the crocodile, so I guess he'll kind of shuffle along, keeping his eye on the a little bit further. Yeah. Well, we'll do the stare down as he kind of shuffles through.
All right, Clunge, you're following Rufus. I don't know what direction you're going to go, if you're going to follow him directly, but yeah, same thing. You sort of step off this rock into this swampy water and make your way towards this fire. Rufus has pointed out somehow that there's a crocodile over off to this side. I'm going to get you to make me a notice check as well.
Nice.
Yep, no
Wow.
problem.
All right, so in and amongst these trees,
Clunge is going to use his wild growth power and see if he can sort of throw a vine around this alligator and sort of immobilize it.
Okay.
Nice.
You've noticed that there is another crocodile in and amongst these trees also looking at you. So now you've seen two of them.
Two. Right. So still going to go with the plan. We'll try and immobilize the first one.
Okay, so that would be this one over here.
Yep. That's a no.
Do you want to describe your fail, Mister?
The vines sort of go off in sort of up into the trees and wrap around the trees instead of wrapping around the gator. And he goes, "Oh, not again."
Nice. All right, Brudnir, you step off following these gentlemen. What is it? How are you getting through the swamp here?
I'm gonna go over and talk to Wayne. Or is it Big Wayne? Have we got to medium Wayne?
No, Little Wayne, if you look, Little Wayne is floating above the swamp.
No. Your turn hasn't gone yet. Screw you. I'm gonna say, hey, can you freeze the swamp so we can just walk across it like you did last night?
Obviously, I can just do that. Hell, that won't be any problem.
While we're in it.
Right.
Yeah, just go a little to
like
the right
it.
or something.
All right, put yourself where you're going to
Give
go.
us the Iceman path.
So I'll let Charles position himself. He's got lead.
Hold on, I can barely hear you, Jay.
No, I'll let Charles go first, or let him move in position before I start moving around.
Okay.
And I'm gonna watch Wayne just like wobble.
That is weird. Why is he doing that?
Wayne's high. Wayne is high as
Wayne is
man.
high as fuck. Look at that.
he can't even stand upright. He's so high.
That's brilliant.
He's like, "Hey boys,
I
that
found a mushroom.
did you take a hit of that friggin' lizard man weed?"
Yep, and also too, I've been eating mushrooms along the way.
That Yoda weed.
Jay, make me a
man.
Constitution check to see how you fare with that
All right.
stuff. You don't look like you're doing well right now. I had to lock your character because you're kind of all over the place.
All right, let's see how we do.
It's called immersion.
All right.
Oh wow! All right, so you're doing all right. You've just had a pinch here, a little taste there.
Don't worry about me. I can
nothing.
drive.
Nothing, right? I could drive.
I'm all right, Ossifer.
Oh man! All right, I'm gonna toss you guys a hero coin. You're gonna need that sucker. All right, so Brudnir, you walk off to right about here, somewhere in the swamps, and as you get out here into the swamps, you start kicking the water around with your feet and sort of pushing through it. It's hard going, man. Like moving through this swamp is not easy. Weeds are wrapping around your feet, kind of tangling you up a little bit, and you really got to put a little bit of effort into it. Roll me a notice check.
No.
All right. So yeah, you're just kind of stumbling blindly. You're looking down at your feet and whatnot, not really paying attention to what's going on. And you get stuck in these weeds a little bit here. You're sort of kicking and making a bunch of noise over in this direction. Big ass Wayne, what are you doing?
All right, so
You
after
put your
that long and serious talk that we had with Brudnir, I'm going to say,
Fellas, I need you to step about, I don't know, about 6 feet to the left, because I'm about to make us a nice ice bridge here in the swamp. Let's see if we can make this happen, y'all.
so I'm going to go ahead and cast like freeze and see if I can go ahead and like lay down a strip.
Okay,
from,
so you emit a cloud of freezing cold near range.
Yep.
Okay,
So I'm going to roll that shit.
do it. Ooh, wow,
That
nice.
is a 23.
Search for. I gotta get me not the ruler. I think I want this one. Nope, that one is a duff. Large blast
Where's
template.
banana?
Nope, that one is a duff. MBT5. One of these suckers has to pop up and work. Oh, it looks like they're all done for all my AoE things that I got. I guess I got to fix those now. I'm getting some general chaos errors with those. All right, well, if that's the case, then we're going to bust out the ruler. And we're going to say that from Big Ass Wayne all the way around to the 6 is now frozen.
Excellent.
So you've managed to successfully freeze all of the swamp stuff in the immediate vicinity, including the rock that you're standing on, right up to the edge of Clunge and Brudnir. But that's as far as your freezing spell goes, and you're like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
you're
Got
kind
a
of
little
hoping
bit
for
of it.
a little bit more. You want to take your movement, Jay?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and I will slap myself right over here right over here by Brudner.
Okay. Yeah, you're standing on a nice pile of frozen swamp grass right now. So you're good, but these guys are still wading through the swampy waters. I will drop my timer down to a 2. This gator is going to make a move. It slowly kind of just moves forward a little bit and stops right in sort of this little pile of grass right about here. It's checking you guys out. It hasn't done anything too aggressive yet. And this crocodile is going to do the same thing. It sort of slowly moves through this little swampy tree bits here. You notice them approaching. They're just kind of going real slow, though. Like, not really aggressive. They're just slowly scooching forward. And that puts me back to Rufus. Yeah, this thing's coming sort of in your general direction. Now, again, like I said, it's not going too fast, but it is definitely sort of like slowly coming
They're not
towards you.
aggressive at the moment, right? So
Right.
there's no reason to try to fuck with them. So you will carry on sloshing along.
Okay, you're going to make it to this.
That seems fair, right about there.
Sure, yep. Make me a notice check.
Okay. No, sir.
Fantastic.
He doesn't even notice he has feet. That's how bad it is.
Right? Yeah, something catches your attention. You're not quite sure what it is. Maybe a flittering bug goes by. Perhaps there's you get tangled up in the weeds a little bit, and you're just kind of fighting with yourself. But yeah, whatever just happens, you have no idea. You're just like, oh, this is cool. Here's a tree. That's going to put us around to Clunge. All right, so you see Rufus. He's goofing around over here. He's like trying to pull his foot out of some swamp water.
So Clunge is going to make his way towards him, but at the same time he's going to keep his eyes clearly on the crocodile over this side here.
Okay, fantastic.
He's going to sort of point his spear at him just to make sure that if he lunges forward, he'll come after the spear.
You're being threatening towards the crocodile?
No. He's doing it non-aggressive passively.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'd like you to make me a notice roll.
Okay.
Yeah, carefully looking doesn't always work in our favor.
Nice.
Nope.
In that case, I'll use my Ring of Weird Luck, please.
Okay, explain how that works.
On an attempt roll of a 1, your failure causes an odd benefit.
An odd benefit.
Yeah.
Weird.
Okay, so as you're stumbling through here, you turn around and you got your spear pointing at this crocodile. Do you want to explain the weird benefit that you get out of it? Because I'm fully willing to let you do it.
Let's have a think.
It
Okay.
sniffs and licks you like a dog.
Yes. I think the benefit should be I can tell whether he's eaten recently or not.
Okay.
Does he look full or does he look quite hungry?
Yeah, he you point your spear at him and he opens his maw like he kind of looks. He thinks maybe you're getting fresh with him, kind of a thing. But as he opens his maw, you can see his teeth are riddled with like little bits of meat and all sorts of good things. So Yeah, he looks like he's recently eaten. His belly looks full, and he's kind of docile and just sort of, just watching to watch for watching's sake.
Okay.
Brednir, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at the guys ahead of me and try to follow in like their clear path. Like
Okay.
if they get bogged up, we're gonna go around that.
Sure.
But I'm gonna wrap the chain around my forearm and summon one of the hounds.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
To help me find this way through here. I don't have one of the hounds on my sheet though.
Oh, damn it.
There it is.
I think that I have to go something like this. Ooh, damn it! I moved you instead of doing a thing. I should have resized the peeps. These are a touch too big for being in the swamps. And so the dog is fine, and Brednir is a little too big, so I'm going to shrink you down, and we're going to make little Wayne a touch bigger. Nope, a touch smaller, because Wayne is tiny. There. And then your dog appears in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Kaboosh. Oh, yes, there you go. So you've knocked off your hit points. Your spectral hound appears. What is it you're going to have your dog do?
I'm gonna have a guard while I go forward.
Guard you, so he's just going to stay with you? Okay.
Yeah, so he's gonna mark out anything it sees.
Nice. All right, with its spectral senses, I'll move you up right around where the dog is. So yeah, this dog points off. You see him. He's keeping his eye on this little crocodile in the bush over here. As he sort of looks at this crocodile, you can see that your little spectral dog is pointing off in this direction over here, and he's looking at something in the swamps over here. As he's doing so, you notice that the gleaming light, reflecting off the eyes of some kind of crocodile that's over here, and the dog sort of inadvertently relays that to you by sort of growling in that direction.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of point out to everyone over there.
All right, Little Wayne, what's Little Wayne doing?
All right, little Wayne is gonna go ahead and make his way up off the ice, just slowly like creep behind where Bredner is going. He's like,
This guy's bigger than me. He's gonna get eaten before I am.
Fantastic. All right, so you pop up behind him. You make it right to about here in the swamp. You're looking around in this swamp. You see this thing off to your right, this crocodile behind the tree, and another one sort of off ahead in the distance. You're paying close attention to what this dog is laying down. Make me a notice roll, big ass Wayne.
"20."
Sweet justice. You think for a moment that you see some large humanoid over in this direction with the head of a gator. You spot him, you kind of stop and you hesitate for a minute, and then as soon as you see him, just as fast, he disappears. I'm just going to put him upside down. So you think you see some kind of giant-ass humanoid-looking crocodile guy over there. Rotation value.
Uh-oh.
It's very creepy. Down to 1. My gators. This guy, he's kind of docile. He's hanging out, not really doing much. I think all my gators, except for this guy back here. I think this guy, he's gonna advance a little bit. He's gonna come up here. He's checking to see what's going on. And from behind this rock, you see what you missed before is another crocodile hanging out. Oops, I didn't want to put text there, so hopefully that will delete all texts. There we go. I need to sink my crocodile into the drink. Spadoosh. Rufus, you come around the corner, and as you do so, a crocodile comes out from behind this rock.
Okay. Is it like in a threatening manner, or is it just kind of like the other guys, just kind of docile, kind of floating around?
Just like the other guys. Make me an intelligence check.
Oh, well, good luck with that.
Loves it. All right.
No,
fantastic.
sir.
All right, so yeah, you stare at this crocodile. It's looking at you. You're looking at it. You look at, yeah, he looks at you.
We're giving each other the stink eye.
Yep. Clunge. You also spot this crocodile coming out. Rufus stops, and you just see Rufus staring at this crocodile. The two of them are having like a face-off kind of a thing. What do you do? Are you muted? Why do I not hear Pete? Oh, there he goes.
I was muted, yes. So yeah, he'll move up to Rufus's. He'll have his back to Rufus to watch Rufus's back, and just hopes that Rufus will have his.
Okay.
You're assuming Rufus is smart enough to understand that, yeah.
Yeah, I've got my fingers crossed, though you can't see because I'm behind you.
All right, you guys are making your way. You've made your way halfway across the swamp. You're getting quite close. Clunge, make me a perception, a wisdom check. All right, fantastic.
Nope.
Yeah, so you're intently staring at this crocodile and at the back of Rufus, and the three of you are now having like a three-way stare-off. Like, if there was beer involved, I'm assuming this would turn into sexy time. Brednir, you're back here with your dog. This crocodile that's in the trees here hasn't really moved beyond that point. He's sort of come out and he's just sort of hanging out there looking at you. What do you do?
Yep. I keep moving on, but I keep an eye on him.
Okay. So you move yourself ahead a little bit. Actually, I'll move you and your dog. And I would also like you to make me a perception check. You're going to come right up in sort of behind here-ish.
Consistent.
Right. You guys are, I feel bad about doing this, but
You don't.
Little Wayne's at the back. He's coming
We don't
up the
feel
ass
bad
end.
at all about it, do it.
No, I feel like this might be a TPK coming up here because you guys are rolling so horribly today. Little Wayne will save the day, though. What are you doing, Wayne?
Yeah, Wayne's going to go ahead and move up, and he's going to scope out, sort of, survey what's going on, just like right around him, because he saw old Crocky over here, and so he's just kind of like wondering, like what you guys getting into. So he's just staying back and just making sure everything's all right.
Wayne's having a real hard time standing up. There we go. I found you a spot. Okay, so you're just kind of creeping up the rear as well?
Yep.
All right. Perception check, my man. Let's see what happens here.
Right on. I had a 6 to that. So that's a 13.
That's 3 sevens in a row.
That's a 13?
Yep.
And you needed a 12.
Right.
All right. You, as you're walking through the swamp, you notice that humanoid gator form has appeared behind you in and amongst the trees. You've seen it move from this location on this side of the map, and now all of a sudden it has appeared as if it's like swam underwater all the way over to here. And it's popped up in these trees. You can make out underneath the moonlight the shape of this sort of humanoid, erect, standing on 2-foot, crocodile head kind of creature behind you.
Oh, hell, y'all. I can smell it. I think we got something we got to worry about behind us.
All right, so you warn the party. Everybody, as Little Wayne sort of motions you to look back in that direction, you all catch a glimpse of it as well. Shining under the moonlight is a man-like form with a crocodile head, and he sort of just submerges into the water as you're all looking at him, and just kind of disappears back off in this general direction here. I'm going to unlock him. Blunk. Oh. All right, he's over there. He's fallen into the swamps. All right, everybody, make me I want to say Constitution check. You're starting to get fucking creeped out. There's a lot of these big alligators all around you. The swamp area here is, this is some freaky ass shit. You know stuff's up. These alligators keep popping out of nowhere. You're all kind of getting freaked out. Oh, Charles. No, you actually, Charles.
Save the day first.
That was
Charles?
a dog.
Okay, so yeah, your dog.
I failed, but the dog really failed.
So your dog starts whimpering quite a bit.
Bites you.
Well, he's looking back at where that humanoid-looking gator thing was, and he's whimpering in that general direction. You're hard pressed to get him to do anything. So if you want him to go do a maneuver now, you're going to have to make like a hard check to get your dog to obey. He's quivering in his boots.
Okay.
I'm going to roll my timer. All right, sweet. 3 rounds. So again, all the crocodiles seem to move from where they're at slowly towards you, as if they're being, I don't want to say commanded, but you're just kind of wondering why they're not like coming to attack. But yeah, they are sort of closing in on you, and you can see them as they're doing their business. And this guy that's in front of you, Rufus, he just hangs out where he's at and just watches you.
Wow.
Do you guys feel the tension right now? Is the tension building?
Carrying on. She's going to try and skirt around him.
Okay.
Old stink eye stare down.
I would like you to make a perception check as you get right to here.
Yep. Nope. I think my last 3 rolls have all been 2s. Fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
As you, all right. So you make it right to about there. Clunge.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Clunge is going to go and try and stand on this rock up here.
I will move you there, and I'll just lock you in place.
So that he can. So at least his feet's out the water, and it might give him a bit of a fighting chance.
Okay.
He has a horrible feeling about this.
Yeah, from this rock, I would like you to make me an easy perception check.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
That's,
Better.
Would you like to know thing number 1, thing number 2, or thing number 3?
I'm gonna make a dice roll to decide. So let's have a look. We will go for thing number 1.
Okay, so as you pop up onto this rock, you see through the trees into these ruins, past the crumbled sides of the walls, and illuminated up against the fire, you see what you swear is a black dragon. Like a full-on black dragon. It's illuminated in the fire, and it is having a conversation with with a human that is kneeling down with his back to you. The two of them are conversing. You can't quite hear what they're saying over the noise of the swamps, but you do get the impression that they're speaking in Draconian, like the language of dragons, which sort of sets you back a little.
So Clunge will say to the rest of the guys, "Look, guys, I know things are pretty creepy already, and I don't want to creep you out anymore, but there's a goddamn big black dragon in their ruins."
Okay, and as you call out to the fellows in the swamp, you look over, and this dragon looks directly at you. Like he sees you standing on this rock. He flutters his wings a little bit, and he shakes his head around like he's sort of stretching almost, preparing for a fight. And you hear him in plain English say, "We have visitors," to the human. At which point the human stands up and turns around and peers into the darkness. But he doesn't, you can tell the human can't see what's going on.
Okay.
Brudnir, yes, you've just been told that there is a dragon ahead inside the ruins. You're surrounded by crocodiles.
Sucks.
You're
I
shiting
want to
your
get to dry
pants.
land.
Okay, you want to go over to the dry land?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess I gotta encourage a dog, which go piss off in the swamp, I guess.
Let's move this back down so that Pete is standing on the rock. I've unlocked the rock. All right, so you did not persuade Piss Boots to do anything?
No.
He's just kind of sitting there in one spot for now. He doesn't run away because he's freaked out, but he doesn't immediately obey your commands. He just kind of sits there, like growling into the darkness. I wonder if I have a dog growl somewhere. Probably not, but yeah. All right, Little Wayne.
I'm gonna take a recovery too.
Okay, make your Constitution check. You can do all that on your own. I don't have to tell you how to do that. Sweetness. Oh, there's a finally you got a good roll. Big ass
Right.
Wayne.
All right, so Wayne hears the news about a dragon, and he was about to scream, but he realizes that's probably not a prudent move at this point. It's like, y'all didn't say nothing about no dragon shit. He's scared to death because the dragon's a lot bigger than he is. But he also doesn't want people to think he's a punk ass. So he's gonna keep on. He's like, all right, I'm gonna move on, but y'all, man, we better, like, I'm gonna die today. I know I'm gonna die today. But he keeps on creeping up, though. He's scared. He's scared, boy. He's scared.
All right, make me a Constitution check to see if if your feet, you can control your feet, because you are pretty freaked out now that you know there's a dragon in there.
Yeah. There's one thing about a weregator, but a dragon's a whole different animal.
All right,
You're
you
right
managed.
Oh,
You managed to get your feet to drive you forward into the swamps.
oh, Jesus. What it is he just didn't want to be like he's the littlest one, and everybody's so big. He doesn't want everybody to think he's like the littlest, a coward or anything. So he's gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna step up, man. I ain't gonna let everybody think I'm a little punk bitch. Fuck the dragon. Yeah, I said it.
That's right, this dragon. Okay, so that puts me around to my turn. I'm going to switch the timer. The timer is going to go to rotation value 2. My gators are going to move in. I'm not going to actually move them right now because that's going to take a little bit of time. And this weregator, he appears for half a second. You see him pop up out of the water right about here, and then once again disappear underneath the drink. Rufus, this gator here slowly sort of backs away around this rock, right about there somewhere. Points in your general direction like it's keeping its eye on you, but it's weird to see a gator actually sort of turn around and walk away. You're not familiar with gators, so you don't really know shit about that. But yeah, this gator has actually sort of taken a step back. What are you doing?
So we got gators that are kind of staring us down, keeping their distance, and we just got word that there's a black dragon just over to the other direction.
As soon as you heard,
Making sure I understand this.
Yep.
Well, this is a recipe for we're fucked.
Where's Matt? He wanted to fight a dragon.
I think I'm going to. I think he's going to try and do a very similar thing, like everyone else. Kind of try and maybe crawl up like on this rock here, kind of just to get more of a stable ground, kind of thing.
Okay.
And then honestly, just kind of get into a defensive stance. I don't think anything good's about to happen. So I think, you know what, he's going to crawl up there and then, and just get in complete defense mode, really.
Okay, so you draw your weapon, bust out your shield, do your business.
Draw the weapon and just get ready for shit to hit the fan. Throw out the new flaming sword. I'm gonna give that guy a whirl.
Ooh, are you going to spark it up?
I think so. Because something needs to happen, and I think sparking up's going to cause some shit.
All right, fire up your sword. Pete, just FYI, in my games, if we were in combat and you find a magic item, that's when I impart the card, the timers. But because it's been a day, he's been playing with this sword throughout the day and stuff like that. So there's no need to do any of that stuff. That's the only time I apply those things. You pull your sword out, Rufus. You give it a bit of a thought, and you illuminate the area with the light of your sword. The dragon, which you notice as soon as you climb up here, the dragon looks out at you, standing on this rock with your sword in your hand, and he calls out to you. He's like, "Hail, friend. What brings you to the ruins of Rinthax? The great black worm."
Friend. I didn't know, wasn't too sure we were friends. However, we are apprehending a criminal. So we have no qualms with you. We are just apprehending a criminal, which we believe is in your presence there. Let us take the criminal, and we will leave. We'll leave the swamp. We'll leave you behind to carry on with your business.
So he says to you, he's like, this human here, a criminal? What do you mean a criminal? A criminal in whose eyes? For he is an ally of mine.
No, he's criminal in the eyes of the New Haven Guard. Criminal in the eyes of mankind.
And that is you, small one. You are the New Haven Guard, you and your crew. And he says, that tall hill folk there standing upon the rock, and his partner in crime, and that small little Wayne, what are you? Are you a human? No,
I'm small folk.
You're a little small folk. And he's like, and that wee one hiding in and amongst the grass. You are here to take him back into custody. And he lets out like a bellowing laugh, and a large spit of acid flies up out of his snout. And he's like, excuse me. That is quite funny. Listen, this human here is my friend. He has done great works for Rinthax, or Rithnax. Why would I let you take him from me? He has served me well, and I could have use of him in the future.
Well, he's in possession of an item with which we were tasked to retrieve. Perhaps if he gives us the item in question so we could return it, everybody can stay cool and just carry on with their business. Does that seem to be a fair proposition?
Which item is it that you seek?
Good call. Hey, Brudnier, what's that book called? It was Walmsley's book, right? I can't remember the name of it.
Okay, so you a book you seek, is it? He sticks his chest out a little bit, and you notice that this dragon, now, as he sort of fluffs himself up a little bit, he's not a full-size dragon. He's like a baby dragon. He still stands probably a full 10 feet tall, and he is like, just rippled with muscles and stuff like that. He sticks his chest out in your general direction, and he's like, I'm afraid that book is what I sent him into the town of New Haven to retrieve. You see, it contains valuable information about a place that I seek. And he doesn't say I, he says about a place that we seek. And on his chest, he has a harness, and in this harness is like a backpack. He's got like a custom built backpack on him. So you know that he's like, this book that you seek is now in my possession. It has become my property, and I wish not to release it to you.
This isn't going to be easy, is it?
Of course not. Nothing in life is, fool. Ha 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 ha. And he spits a little more acid on the ground in front of him that singes a rock. You see it sort of melt a little bit. He says, excuse me again.
Well, open to suggestions, boys.
All right. So as you're having a little chat with this guy, we're going to go over to Clunge. He's pointed you out on that rock. He knows that you're there. You can hear the conversation.
At the point the dragon points at Clunge, you see a little damp patch appear around his groin area.
The dragon laughs. He's like, smells like that gator guzzling swill that they serve. Ha ha. He laughs a little bit. He said, the last man that I ate smelled of the same piss, he says.
And Clunge will turn to his guys and say, well, I know I wanted fame and fortune. I wouldn't throw in sort of death into the mix as well, but
I love it. I love it. Do you attack or do you not attack? That is the dilemma.
No, Clunge will go down on one knee and he'll put his spear and sort of wedge it into the rock, so that if somebody comes towards him, it'll sort of be solid. And he sort of, if he did this, he did some sort of religious sign on him, but nobody knows what the sign is. It's sort of like a circle with a couple of dots in it.
Okay, does that have any mechanical effect in game? Are you casting a spell or?
No. He's just trying to look impressive.
Trying to boost your confidence? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so make me a Constitution check then. Let's see if you can fluff your own ego, stroke your own ego.
That'll be an 11.
Okay, so that is a duff.
Yep.
Yeah. You put up a good fake, but you know that deep down inside you're kind of, not only is there a little wet stain, but there's probably also a little brown stain. And Brudnir can smell it. Brudnir, you hear this little. Clunge does some weird sign, and suddenly you can smell not only the swamp water, but you can smell the turds. Brudnir, what are you doing? Are you muted?
Sorry, I was gonna catch up. I'm gonna move up to here.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get my dog going with me, but with how we're rolling tonight.
Yep. So you're gonna do a little charisma action on your
runs
dog.
away.
Your dog
Nice.
fucks off. Piss and Boots goes.
He runs away into the astral plane.
He runs. He starts running away from the dragon in general, and when he gets to around this tree, whatever was in this tree, you just hear Piss Boots. He just gets eviscerated. There's screams and gnashing of teeth, and you can hear tearing flesh, all of that good stuff, as your dog just sort of disappears into this tree and gets chewed up by something.
Psych, it's astral. You get nothing out of that.
Right. And then you hear like a howl, sort of, what kind of a noise does a gator make? As he realizes that there's no sustenance, you hear like some ungodly from the bush. You do, however, make it over here, and you suck. So you're kind of hanging out in this little trees and whatnot. Little Wayne?
All right, Little Wayne's going to go ahead and try to make his way up to the rock over here.
Okay. Oops. Little Wayne's drunk, and what are you doing?
Try to move myself from over here to the rock.
I'll move you. You tell me what you're doing.
All right, so over here.
Yep.
That's where I'd like to go. I'm just creeping along.
All right.
Try not to disturb anybody.
Make me a Constitution check. Let's see.
Check?
Actually, I want you to make me a Perception check and a Constitution check.
I'll make the perception one first. Because I'm good at these. So that
Nice.
is a 25.
Okay, fantastic. And
Perception check. Here's my constitution check. That is an 11.
okay, you climb up on top of this rock. You sort of peer in towards the dragon. You're on high alert with these gators. You're freaked out because the dog just got chewed apart. Everything seems to be sort of working against all of your inner senses for you to remain calm and collective. But as you climb up this rock, you notice that around this layer, you've for whatever reason now, you've just spotted this sort of this weird green colored cloud that sort of surrounds this area. The air starts to smell a little acidic as you step forward, and you call out to Charles or to Brudnir that he's possibly standing in some kind of toxic fumes that you've happened to smell with your fantastic perception. You realize that Brudnir has moved into some kind of green toxic area of effect that encases the dragon's lair.
Oh, baby, you need to hold your breath. You in some shit.
Okay, fucking here we go. So this dragon looks at you. He's like, so, are we going to stand here all afternoon or all evening? I grow weary of this. What is your plan? You cannot have the books. Make your move, humans. And he looks at you, Rufus.
Yeah, of course he does. Well, fuck it. Rufus has got more balls and brains.
Rufus isn't my real character. Thaz it is. Let's send him to his
No.
demise.
Believe me, with Thaz, it's not that bright either. Okay, well, you must have them locked or something. But let's start. You know what? There's this green fog, right? Can we all see this green fog?
As soon as Little J has pointed it, or Little Wayne has pointed it out, you notice it. And it starts right about here, right in front of you. You see this
Right
sort of
about there.
green haze. Little Wayne pointed it out, and you can see that it's sort of just covering
Yeah, let's try something interesting because he's got a flaming sword with him. So Rufus is going to jump in the water and make his way to the edge of the fog, and let's see if the sword will ignite the fog. I don't know, man.
All right, so you hop into the water and light you advance and light your sword.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oops.
He's already got it lit, right? But
Okay.
I mean, the fog hasn't made it out to where he was. So presumably, if all goes well and science and math are in Rufus's direction, yeah, it'll light and shit'll happen. So if not, nice knowing you.
Make me a Constitution saving, a Constitution save.
Constitution saving throw. Okay. All right. Another 2. Come on. No, that's that's 12.
That's a success. Okay, so you can ignore that then. You walk into this acid. It's like you're smelling bleach. You cough a little bit, but Rufus he's tough. He's seen worse. You've tear gassed a few homeless people in your time. Yep. You're used to it. Part of the training for the red plumes is that you get sprayed in the face with acidic clouds and other assorted things. As you approach,
he knows how to piss in a rag and put it around his mouth, right? So
yep, absolutely. Maybe you start doing that because you can smell this highly acidic air. As you come closer and you get somewhat more aggressive, the black dragon spreads his wings, and he's like, "Let's get it on." The human that's here, he looks at you. He looks at the dragon. He looks at you. You can tell that he looks like you just have that sense like he doesn't want to fight. Through the campfire, you notice his face is also burnt, and he's got like some bandages wrapped around his arms and stuff. Like you ever see the Old West where they get shot with a gun, right? You wrap your arm up, kind of a thing. He has a few of those on his arms and his legs, and he's not looking well. He's leaning back against this rock. His face is like somewhat melted off, like he was in a fire. And these wounds, these bandages that he has around him, have blood stains already sort of shining through them. He makes no aggressive moves towards you. He just kind of leans back against the rock as the dragon sort of puffs his chest out. And he's like, "Your decision has been made. Let's get it on." Clunge, what are you doing? You see Rufus walk into the acidic stuff towards the dragon. The dragon's fluffing his wings.
So Clunge is going to cast his wild growth at the dragon and try and immobilize him with the vines.
Okay, you. I'm going to change the target number to this because it's go time. The dragon sort of changes the level of difficulty now that he's ready to fight. You're basically shitting your pants. This dragon stepped up. He wants to no longer interested in parlay, and he's not giving up what you want. So the just the sheer terror of all of this is going to make this scene instantly more difficult. So I've changed the target number to 16.
Okay. Oh no! So the vines shoot out and sort of get wrapped up on the outside of the ruins of the building, but don't sort of penetrate towards the dragon.
Actually, you know what? That's actually a brilliant idea. I'll give him my hero coin for that if Pete wants to use it.
Okay. Where is your hero coin? I will take that away. Roll ultimate.
Okay.
You need to beat a 2. Oh, you got a frickin' 12. Nice. Okay, so that is going to be a success. So what happens?
So the vines grab hold of the outside of the building, and then they sort of push their way through sort of the gaps, and then slowly sort of enveloping the dragon, wrapping around its wings, and sort of like crush it slowly together so that it's immobilized.
Okay, roll your. Where is your? I'm trying to look up wild growth here.
So it says the target, all attempts by the target or close to the target become hard.
Okay. And there's no rounds. It's just for X amount of time. I believe it is yeah. So basically, there's or close to the target are hard. So he has to make hard attempts while he's stuck in this area. Okay, fantastic. Yep. All right, so your vines encase this old ruins and stuff like that. This dragon did not see this coming. He squirms a little bit as the vines wrap around him. They also wrap around this guy and sort of pin him to the rock. He's got like a look of oh shit on his face that you can't see. Only Rufus can see. And he's you can tell that this guy leaning up against the rock, Rufus, when you see him, he's given up. He thinks this might be the end of him. The dragon, however, calls out to you, "I will eat you first, vermin." Brednir, what are you doing?
That's fine.
So, does the growth obscure everything over there, or what?
Nope, you would be able to see. You could shoot an arrow into it and stuff like that. He's pinned down. If you walk in there and try and do anything to him, you're also going to have to make hard attempts.
Right. But like there's this fog that someone pointed out now.
Yes. You can see it.
Can I get closer or?
You're standing right in front of this green fog that surrounds his little area there.
All right. I'm going to try to just take a shot over here from over here. Which will look something like this. Nat 20.
Oh,
beautiful.
Oh, fantastic. All right. Roll damage and ultimate.
Well, I got the Ring of Slayers, so let me see if I roll ultimate, then ultimate.
Oh, you cheating bastard.
No, I don't. I didn't confirm it. So you're
Wow.
fine. Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
That's regular.
2 points of damage. Here we go.
2.
Hey.
Looking that
Nice. And then ultimate is?
That's 4 plus 11.
Okay, 11 points total.
15 total. I'll throw that hero coin on top of it.
Oh, shit. You really want to do this guy in.
19.
Okay, where is your hero coin? The one on your character sheet?
Yeah, take it.
Okay.
No, it's the one you don't see. Take the one you don't see.
Nope, I see that one. So how many points of damage did you do to this guy?
19.
Wow. All right.
That's some stuff.
Describe what that looks like, knowing that you've done basically 2/3 of the life in a single blow to this thing.
When I move over, like it's really clear, like his little Hello Kitty backpack, front pack, whatever it is really shining out. So I take aim at that, and I kind of like hit to the, I don't know where Dragonheart is, to the side, and kind of just pierce in right there because the strap has been really chafing his scale, so it actually like peeled a piece apart.
Nice. Nice. I'd give you that hero coin back if I didn't think you'd put it to good use and ruin my story. So you can suck it, mister. All right,
He's a victim of
fantastic.
his own fashion sense.
Wow. That was beautiful. All right, little Wayne, what are you going to do, buddy?
All right. So little Wayne is seeing that it's on now. Wayne's got to pull out all the stops. Wayne's going to go ahead and cast Storm on that group.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what Storm does if you're not familiar. Storm, everything within far range blasted with hail for magical damage.
Everything within far range is blasted with hail for magical damage. Okay, roll me some success on that deal.
All right, let's do it. All right, let's see. That is a 10, but you know what? We're hero coining that shit. Here's one that I'm going to give to you there, little buddy.
Okay.
So I roll a D12 after that?
Yep.
Yep, and add it to the difference. I'm trying to find here.
Yep, there it is. There's the.
All right, so that was a 10.
That's some nice shit.
And
That's one short.
One short. I got one more hero coin.
Oh,
You're gonna spend your second hero coin?
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead and do it.
So yeah, that's going to be an automatic success. If you only need 1 point, you don't even have to worry about rolling. So your spell goes off. Roll magical damage.
Magical damage. All right. That is 8 altogether.
8 points of magical damage?
Yep.
Wow. So that puts my dragon at like 27. He's almost dead. The guy that is up against the rocks is just getting pelted. He's vined to the rocks. He's already half beaten down. Your magical damage comes down and just pummels this guy, and you just sort of see him slump over. Kaboosh. He falls to the ground. Well, you don't see it, but Rufus, you'll see it. So he sort of slumps over, falls down. This dragon lets out this like insane roar, like some crazy shit that you've never heard before, as your magical, hail falls and pelts down on top of this thing. Also, though, the swamp around you, this hail coming down hits all around the swamp. You can hear it hitting the water. Boosh, 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 boosh. From the tree where you saw the that weregator thing, that humanoid-looking thing, it pops up out of the water and it lets out like another roar, like rah! And it makes its way towards you. And in doing so, all of these gators are now coming at you. They've all like started to spread from the back ends of the swamps, and they're coming in towards you.
You've ruined their ecosystem.
It's
Well,
just ice.
I do want to say that, on a bright note, though, all of these things have taken magical damage. So you've managed to, weaken a bunch of them. 8 on this guy. Okay, you're the last one to go. All right, here we go. So my threats, treats, and timers action is now at 1. This dragon, everybody is going to have to make me a dexterity saving throw. The dragon lets out some, like, not only a howl, but this, you can hear slight hints of some kind of runic music behind the howl that he lets out. He's casting this spell. And what this spell does is the water around each and every one of you starts to ripple. These small tides spring out, water splashes up, and it's trying to knock you over into the swamp. So if you fail your check, you are going to fall prone into the water as the area around this thing, sort of like these little water hands, come up and smack you guys. If you fail, you're prone.
Yes.
So Uncle Jay made it no problem. Pete, you fell prone?
I fell prone, yeah.
Okay. Who else fell prone? Charles is down.
Rupert's prone.
Okay, so pretty much everybody. I'm going to make a hard strength check, +2, to see if I can, as the dragon, sort of rip these vines that are on me off. And this dragon is going to try and fly up and get away. Oh, come on, sucker. Oh!
Yeah.
So he's struggling. He's fighting. These vines are holding him back. They keep grabbing onto him. He's like, Rinfax will not go down like this. I will not become a trophy on your wall.
It just gets tighter.
Yeah, he's struggling and he's fighting and he's like biting at these things and lashing out. And then with his last move, he is going to breathe acid in your direction, Brednir. So you are going to have to make, or not Brednir, Rufus. You fall prone in the swamp. And you see him, like, he's lashing out, he's fighting, and as a final sort of, like, he knows that, he might be done here, he's going to cast his acid breath in your general direction.
Yep.
Dexterity check to avoid the damage, which is going to be ultimate. But because it's 15-foot linear, you're the only person that has to make the check.
Does it have to beat AC or nothing?
No, he just sprays it in your general direction. You just have to sort of dodge out of the way.
Nope, he's fucked.
Yep,
told you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking fantastic.
Do it. Roll it.
Ultimate damage. Nailed it, buddy. Nailed it. 12 points of acidic damage.
12?
You fall into the water prone, lose your balance a little bit. You pop your head up out of the water just as this spray of acid flies over top of you, melting your face, hits your flesh, burns your eyes.
Yep.
Nice. All right, and then that's going to be it for my dragon's turn. All of my were crocodiles and stuff like that, you see these guys pop up out of the water. They're all on their next turn now going to come towards you guys, and they're all, like, geared to attack. Even though as they do so, you can see that the magical area of effect spell, the hail, has pelted them all. So these little crocodiles that are coming towards you have small holes in them, and they're dented and dinged up. They're bleeding. This crocodile Steve Dundee, is that who he is? Crocodile Steve, he's also taken some wounds. You can see that his flesh is torn in a few spots. His hard sort of thick hide skin has been torn away in a few places, and blood is sort of seeping down him. That is going to be it for my turn. So we go right around to Rufus, who is prone in the dirt. And I rolled a 2.
So Rufus is going to use his move action to right himself.
Yep, and you can take half to get up, and then move half your distance.
Yeah, I just don't want to get caught up in all them vines and shit, right?
Yeah, as soon as you go in there, You are going to not only take Noxious,
So
but everything will be even harder.
I think he wants to spend the rest of his turn kind of moving up into like on top of this thing, kind of as a like a perch.
Okay, I will move you up there because
And he does have a crossbow. Like to cross and take a shot, or draw the crossbow and take a shot.
all right. So you pop up onto this perch.
Yep.
You are full on in the toxic wasteland. This is
Awesome.
going to be a hard shot, and you're going to need to make me a Constitution saving throw to not choke on the acidic.
Nope, fails everything.
Excellent.
And does he get to make a shot or no?
Oh yeah, so you failed.
It doesn't matter. They're both duffs. I mean, I got to roll 19s to do anything. So
okay. So you are going to take a whopping 1 point of damage from this caustic fumes that you're breathing in. Gets in your eyes a little bit. All right, cool. So that puts us over to Pete. You see good old Rufus, man. He's not taking any shit from anybody. He climbs up on top of this well. He pulls out his crossbow. He coughs and chokes and then shoots a stray shot into the fucking swamp somewhere.
Clunge will see that the crocodiles are coming towards him, and he'll sort of turn his back on them, draw his bow, and he'll fire a shot across at the dragon.
Wow. This dragon he's gonna drop, I think.
This could go horribly wrong. Bum, bum, bum.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
I don't think even the hero coin's not going to help with that one.
Yeah, no hero coins for you. Oh, you have 2.
I have 2, yep. So go on, let's burn the first one.
What did you roll, Pete? You rolled a 3 against a 16, so you need to get at least a 13 on this. I don't know if you're going to succeed.
No.
So that puts you at 10.
10. Oh, let's burn the second one, and
nice. Go big or go home.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. We need a 3 or more.
There you go, buddy.
Okay. So, weapon damage.
2 plus.
So that will 2 plus 2 is 4.
Okay. Describe how your arrow, goes through these vines, finds purchase in this dragon's hide, and kills him. He slumps to the ground dead.
Yes.
So the arrow goes straight through a couple of the vines, and it hits the dragon straight into the chin as the dragon's about to roar. And you see the arrow come straight up through his chin and out the top of his head, with the brain still attached to the arrow as the arrow continues its flight.
Nice. The dragon slumps over. He doesn't hit the ground. Like a marionette, he's just kind of hanging from these magical vines, and his head sort of slumps over and falls down. Brudnir, you see the dragon go down, but a new threat has arisen behind you. The noxious fumes around the slump also disappear as soon as the dragon goes down.
All right. Let's see what's going on. So can I see all of the crocodiles? There's the 2 and Steve.
Yes,
3,
there.
4.
Yep. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and Crocodile Steve.
Right. I'm gonna scuttle over. Huh, it's not letting me pick him up.
Oh, sorry, I locked him in place. There you go.
All right. I'm gonna move a little closer onto this island over here.
Okay.
Not try to be drunk. And I'll take a shot at Crocodile Steve.
Oh, Crocodile Steve's getting some love, is he?
Well, he attacked, right? Or no?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's full on.
He
They're
killed my
coming.
dog.
he ate piss and boots.
Oh, that's a moderate miss.
Oh, where's Darren when you need somebody to take some take some fucking firing into melee damage. All right, so you
'cause
miss.
I'd be dead by now if that was the case.
Big ass Wayne, you have 4 alligators, crocodiles heading towards you, and this large, creepy humanoid are all looking at you like you're some kind of like tasty little bite-sized Snicker bar.
I'm going to see if I can do some more hail damage on these motherfuckers, man, because that's the only thing that's doing anything worth a flip. So let me go ahead and try that. I'm going to go ahead and drop some more storm on them. That is a 16. So that is a success, correct?
Wow. Roll for damage, man. Roll me some magical damage. All of these little handbags and belts and boots that you see floating around the swamp all have 2 hit points left. And
There it is.
all right.
Altogether 6 damage.
Bam. 6 points of damage. Okay, so all of these crocodiles that are coming towards you, the person, the boots, and the whole 9 yards, they all take some solid ass whooping, but Crocodile Steve's not having any of it. He gets full on pelted. He takes that 6 points of damage. Again, you can see the hail come down, smash him on the face a little bit, hit him here on the arms and stuff like that. A few more wounds open up on him. And Crocodile Steve's just looking at you like, oh, snap, son. You are going to get it.
Can I run after I did that?
Yeah, you can move away. Sure can.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, Wayne does that. And he's going to go ahead and he's like, hide me, bitches. And so he's going to go ahead and hide behind this rock.
Okay. You move over there. Crocodile Steve sort of, as you turn and run away, singularly focused on you, he then, because you've hidden over there, heads towards where you're going. And he's gonna take a couple of snaps at Carl here because he's fucking you're in his way now, Carl. His first deal is he's gonna try and bite you, which is just gonna be a straight weapon attack. As he sort of chomps in your general direction, you can see his tail sort of straighten out a little bit, like it sort of lunges back. And he sinks his feet into the swamp a little bit and sort of sturdies himself as he chomps at you. And you can see that his tail's going to come around. If he gets you with his tail, that's going to be double weapon damage. So we're going to do the bite first, which is +2. So, oh man, that's 2 misses. Well, actually, what is your armor class? He's got to be a 13.
15.
Okay, so that's 2 misses. I was trying to remember. I thought you were 15-ish. He comes in with a chomp. His teeth come together with like this powerful, just crushing noise as they snap together. And then his tail, you feel it whoosh by the side of your face. And it's almost like a clap. Like somebody has clapped their hands by your ear. His tail comes by so fast. And then that's going to be it for his turn, which puts me over to Rufus. Rufus, you're in the swamp. You see the dragon has been dispatched. It's hanging from some vines.
Yep. So I'm not too worried about him. Does he have? Can he see the Crocodile Steve there?
Sure can. Yep.
Where he's standing up on that perch.
Yep.
You know what? He's going to take. He's going to use his crossbow, take another shot. Now let me ask you this: with the dragon being down, does this lower our threat, our room threat?
It's
sure
not
as hell
going to
increase it when he was ready.
I'm not going to lower it. No.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can take a shot anyways.
Yep, take your shot. The noxious gases dissipate as well, by the way, so you don't have to make any checks for being in there. It's just going to be a regular old shot at Crocodile Steve.
Come on. There we go. That's definitely a fuck all.
Okay. That puts us around right around to Clunge. Crocodile Steve standing right in front of you.
Okay, so he's currently got his bow in his hand, so he's going to reach out, grab his hammer in this pack, and sort of swing round and try and hit the side of Steve's head with his hammer.
All right, let her rip.
Okay. Oh, yes.
Good stuff.
Oh, well done.
Take this, you toothless bastard. And there's 6 points of damage to him.
Oh, that is exactly what you needed to take down Crocodile Steve. Crocodile Steve falls into the drink. You notice as he falls into the drink, he starts to shrink and convulse, and he reverts back to like a humanoid form.
Please don't tell me it's a small boy.
Now he's Jimmy.
You look into the swampial area, and this guy floats to the surface.
Dan! Or Dave!
Whatever the hell his name is. Yeah. Good
My
old
bud.
Dave. He's floating face down in the water. You notice that it is Swamp Man Dave. All right. Well
I will
done.
Come up behind Kludge,
And what's that?
Carl, and I'll come up behind Carl, put my hand on his shoulder, and say, "Congratulations, you broke the curse."
I broke his goddamn jaw.
That too.
That is fantastic. All right, so 9:56. Talk about some sweet timing. We got 4 minutes basically left in this session. You've killed the dragon. The humanoid that is laying up against the rocks is not dead. He's passed out. He's KO'd. He's beat up. You can see he's got the blue fingertips. His face looks burnt as if he was involved in some kind of an explosion. As you think back, you realize that the reason that his face is burnt is because he was using some kind of spell to blow the walls up, and he must have taken damage. That's why his face is fucked up with these fresh burn wounds. And the crawlers that you fought in the sewers must have got him somehow, and they've infected him with some kind of poison. So he's like super beat up and weakened, but he's not dead, and he's just kind of laying there up against the rocks. The dragon, however, is defeated, and I should mention too that you notice at the back of the ruins, you can see there's like a door that goes down, and it goes down underneath the ruins, possibly to where this dragon has set up its lair.
Well, I think first and foremost, we're going to take the Hello Kitty backpack with the book.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then scope out his ruins, loot the room.
Okay, so you walk down into the ruins, and you're just going to do like a little bit of a search down there. So you're looking around. There's probably, I want to say, a small pile of maybe 400 coins piled up in what's the beginnings of a makeshift nest. There's a few gems and stuff like that. All said and done, there's probably about 600 coins worth of stuff that you can find back there. Inside the backpack are the remains of the books. Was it Darren or no, Charles Brudnir? As you're looking at these books being pulled out, you notice that one of the books that's in there is the one that that Walmsley wanted you to get, that has to do with lords and lineages.
Excellent. I will grab it. He was kind of scared of it, actually, wasn't he?
No, but he
really needed it to complete a task of some sort. So the rest of these books with that might piece that together.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have everybody is going to roll me a perception check. And then if you succeed, let's start with you, Rufus. We'll start with you first. 19. Okay, roll me a d4.
That's a 1.
Okay, I'm going to deal this to Rufus. In the dragon's lair, you find this item.
Oh shit! What is
Pete,
this?
roll me a d20 perception to see if you find anything of value or note. So you guys are rifling through the gold coins and stuff like that. Actually, this is also set to, because there's nothing going on, the target number is actually now going to be dropped down to a standard 12. So I don't know if that makes a difference on your perception roll, Pete.
Okay. Boom.
13.
Yes.
Roll me a d4.
4.
I'm going
Uno.
to deal this to purple. Brudnir, perception as you're looking through the stuff. Actually, I would, yes.
Ooh.
20.
Wow. All right. You
Oh, boy.
are going to roll me d4 twice.
Double ones.
Double ones. All right. So I'm going to go to that. And Jay, you're up. Perception. And then if you succeed, roll me a d4.
Okay, that is a 20 altogether.
Nice.
So roll a d4.
Yep. Everybody's rolled ones.
I got a 2.
Okay, so you find what color are you, Jay? You're this color.
I'm green. Yep.
Boom, there you go. So that is the loot that you find in and amongst all of the trinkets, the baubles, the glasses, what kind of whatever kind of fancy silver wine glass or goblets that you find and stuff. You find these weird and unique items.
You didn't give me stuff.
Charles, what do you mean? Did they get stuck? Oh, they got stuck on. They got stuck here, I think. There you go.
All right.
Okay. After searching the dragon's lair, divvying up the loot, I'm going to say 600 gold, so you guys can split that. What is it? Well, let's say 500. You each get 100, 4. So you each get 150 coins worth of stuff that you can pull out of here, plus those items. Plus you've got the book back. As you sort of come back out, though, Ellison, this guy, he moans. He looks around. He looks up at the dragon. He looks at you guys, and he's like, what will become of me?
We're gonna eat you.
Well, I think we've done our job. We've recovered the book. We could slog this guy back to face the Red Plumes, but given the Red Plume hand manual, section 3, subsection 24.7, he is to be executed immediately. So I think we should let the swamp do the job and keep him there, tied up to the vines, and let him expire on his own. Fuck him.
Oh wow. Okay. He as you read the subsection and the notes and stuff like that, he sort of begs with you a little for he's pleading for his life. He's like, listen, I don't want to have anything to do with this strange dragon of cults anymore. They sent us in there. You've killed my brothers, my men in arms, and so he's talking about the other 2 guys that were in there that you've chased down. He's like, I saw them hanging from the rafters, and I did not want the same fate. After I turned this book in, I was going to disappear into the swamps. I promise if you let me go, you shall never hear from me again.
Oh, I'm not taking him back. We're gonna let the swamp end him. He's still tied up to the vines. He's still infected and gross. And
Okay.
let's let nature deal with him.
So you guys make your way back to the. Oops, I got something or other over there. You guys make your way back across the swamps to the raft that Dan had. You hop on the raft and spend, I guess, the rest of the. Unless you want to camp here. Yes, no, maybe so. Nobody. We're gonna.
I mean, Steve said that was a bad idea, and I trusted him until he tried to kill us as a crocodile guy.
Yeah, Dan had it all figured out. Okay, so we're going to end this adventure then with you guys hopping back on the raft and making your way back to the guzzling gator.
Oh, since we have the thing, can we chop the dragon's head off and take it with us?
Actually, yeah, you can do whatever you like with this dragon if you want to do a thing.
I think we should all have a dragon's tooth necklace each.
Sure. Actually, everybody make me an intelligence check.
Nope.
So those of you that have succeeded, recall seeing somewhere in your past or something along the, in some book that you've read, that you could take some of these scales off of this black dragon and craft a shield that will give you some kind of acid resistance.
Nice.
Now, you're going to probably have to take it back to a big town, have somebody like Jack Blacksmith work the scales together. It'll probably end up costing, 100 coin-ish kind of a thing. I don't know if you're into that. But, yeah, you have heard tales of people that have used these black dragon scales to create like a shield that will fend off or be immune to dissolving in acid and stuff like that. Just in passing, it's entirely up to you if you're into doing that.
I'm down.
Okay.
Well, I think for a guy like Rufus, I think it's a good idea.
Sweet. All right. So you guys are going to spend some time chopping this guy. It's going to be well into the middle of the night by the time you get some sweet scales off of this guy, cut his head off. The whole time Ellison is watching in horror as you chop this guy to bits. He's pleading with you the entire time to release him. And you guys are like, nope, fuck you. We're taking our bits and our money. And you all hop on the swamp buggy and make your way back to the Guzzling Gator Inn.
Oh, hey, don't get me wrong. He's a free man now. He just has to escape somehow.
Mm-hmm. Which is fantastic because maybe he will. And then he's going to Milong you on the road somewhere.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, well, that concludes this adventure. That the Scroll Thief. You guys managed to get the shit back. Who's got the? No, never mind. We'll worry about that next time. We're gonna put a pin in this one, and that calls it there. We'll start a new adventure the next time.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Cool.
Well done, guys.
That was awesome, Pete. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing, Jay. Nice having you back.
Thanks.
Little Wayne's funny as shit, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, Little Wayne kills me.
Yeah.
Big Wayne.
Nice. All right, gentlemen. Peace out, suckers.